I don't see how we can make bigger enemies.
To be offended or frightened of everything.
So you've become like the sort of Tony Scarface of podcasting.
Fucking George. He's so amused by his own shenanigans. Good morning, everyone. It's the morning show. My mic is too low. I've been here for 10 minutes. I could have fixed it, but I didn't.
Yes.
My name is Phil Balabanos. You can check me out at balabanos.com, where I do all kinds of... I do stuff. Go see. Go. You know what? I won't even tell you what it's about. To my right, the producer, the Poseidon. The Poseidon.
The Poseidon?
The producer Poseidon himself. At Poseidon69. He's all over the internet doing all kinds of crazy stuff. He is producing shows. He's making podcasts. He's helping out. He takes the trash out when he remembers to. Did you take the trash out?
No, I'm going to take it out today.
Thank you. Take mine too. It's stinky.
Fuck, these headphones feel weird.
What's wrong?
Sorry, keep going.
I will. Like I'm waiting for you to tell me. This is the morning show. And in the morning show, something special happens once a week. The George Chan Jesus joins us in studio straight from the land of hard Brosard. And he tells us about the podcast that he wants to make but doesn't. The Backstage Podcast is one of those. Rest in peace, Backstage Podcast. Wait, is it back?
It's on life support, so it comes back and then it dies. And
It
comes
basically
back.
had fake COVID.
Regardless if it's back or not, you do have a catalog of that show, am I correct?
There is. You could
There you
binge
go.
the Backstage
So there,
for at least an hour before you lose interest. He's just like, it's funny because it's true. No, the Backstage Podcast is actually quite interesting. Especially, I like the second season. I found the characters were more believable in the second season. After that, though, it kind of got crazy. You jumped the shark. Things were happening. You got into cars with young girls, and they were uncomfortable. And you're like, drive with me. It's weird. It's fun. The doors are locked. Clack. She's like, please vote for me, everyone. George is a father also, and he has another podcast called Just Us Dads.
Chupapi.
Thank you. Late as usual, but thank you. And the Just Us Dads podcast is probably the flagship of the George Chandrizos media empire, mostly because George does it more regularly, and they do cool things like miniseries, if you know what I'm saying, which is live right now. You guys should go check out the miniseries that we made. It was fun, but all those links are down in the description. Don't forget, after you've done all that, go to Pantelis Nation's Patreon account. But what is that address?
Patreon.com/Pantelis. You guys get an exclusive show such as In Bed with Poseidon, and you get content
Look at him.
before everyone else.
He sends them to Patreon, which is good. He supports his meal ticket, which is important. Because what else would he be doing, really, if he wasn't working for Pantelis? Who would hire him? But what he does when he supports it, he plugs his own show.
Well,
yeah,
he's
of
not
course.
wrong. Are they part of the Patreon thing?
course.
I didn't
Yeah,
say
and-
he
and-
shouldn't
and
plug
it's-
them. Don't open with it, though. Don't lead with it.
No, he said go to Pantelis, whatever
Patreon.com.
Patreon.
This is exactly what he said, and the tape can prove it. Go to Pantelis Patreon. He said, go to patreon.com/Pantelis to see exclusive shows such as In Bed with Poseidon, and then said no other show names.
Well, because that's the only exclusive show right now.
So what else is on that?
That's not true. There's like 900 shows a week
no,
on
I
there.
understand. There's 900 shows a week. You get them early, yeah.
You do a disservice to this fine establishment, Poseidon.
no, I don't.
A disservice.
You're trying to. I know what you're trying to do, but it doesn't.
What am I
it doesn't
trying to
work
do?
With you.
What do you
I don't
think?
know
What do you think
that's
this is? You think it's the bordel where you can do sexy
That
eyes?
is-
No.
Wait, what?
What?
That's a Pantelis thing.
What?
What you're trying to do?
Gaslight you.
Yeah.
I don't need to gaslight. If I gaslight you, the fucking methane coming off your ass is going to blow the place up. George, happy news, sad news, medium news, or sexy news? Tell me it's sexy news.
Do we have? I don't know if I have sexy news. I don't know.
I don't know. You were talking about some weird shit before we started.
Like
Yeah, I want to know
Oh,
all
no,
about
you were
Hold
talking
on,
about
bro.
that kind of stuff.
What's up? What's up?
He was talking.
We're just nervous about having daughters in the digital age.
Yeah. Like,
I don't blame you.
I don't blame me either.
talking about past
There's
relationships
people
and
like
stuff.
me roaming the internet.
Like talking about past relationships in high school, and I just, came back into my
What? Oh,
father.
that was like 15 minutes ago.
my,
yeah.
my father's shell, and I'm like, holy shit. I don't know how I'm gonna.
How am I gonna send my little vaginas out into the ether?
I can't do
Lock
that.
them up,
Wait,
bro.
what?
It's safer that way.
I will. Yeah.
Do they still have those underwears with the locks? You know, the big metal ones? What's that movie?
What are they called?
The Man in the Iron Mask.
Chastity belt.
Chastity belts. But not like the sexy kind, like medieval kind.
Yeah, like the ones in
Like the
what's
metal
called
ones.
Robin Hood. The
Yes,
Prince of
Men
Thieves,
in
or Prince of
Tights. Men in Tights. Prince of Tights. That's the porno version, yeah. Robin Hood and the Prince of Tights. The German Scheiser version.
I said
Yeah.
Prince of Thieves. Men in
That's
Tights.
Aladdin. That's Aladdin.
Whatever it was, yeah.
Men in Black.
That was a funny movie.
Yeah, and he has that giant belt.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. No, it's fucking terrifying. I try not to think of it. My kids are young.
Look,
I found one.
What'd you find?
a chastity belt.
You're Googling. Are you in incognito mode?
Is it on
Doesn't-
Amazon?
It doesn't matter. I found it for you guys.
Okay.
Bro,
That's the one from the movie.
is it? It is, yeah.
It is. Everlasting.
So stupid. Can people see this or are we just
Yes,
looking
they
at
can
stuff?
see
Okay,
it.
yeah.
No, they can see it.
So
I'll take it off the stream because it's the morning show.
So fucking stupid.
I'm trying to find a fucking.
No, don't
song.
try anymore. Stop. You stop. We're gonna. This is a family show.
Anyway, yeah. So that's what we were talking about, man. And I don't know. It puts me sometimes in a state of panic.
What are we talking about?
What we were talking about.
Oh yeah, your kid's doing sex.
Are you okay, bro?
I have a headache. The sunglasses aren't because I feel cool. It's because the lights hurt my face.
So sensitive.
I feel fucking hungover. That's how I feel.
Phil is fragile. He's a fragile
You are
creature.
Fragile with a pH.
You are incredible.
No, it's allergy season,
Yeah.
guys. My sinuses feel like fucking hot pokers are in my eyes.
Okay,
But I caved, and I after like 2 years of him going on about quercetin, I tried the quercetin to help with my inflammation.
Yes. How'd it go?
I don't know. I took it this morning. Nothing's happened yet. I think I need to take Advil. My fucking head is killing me.
yeah, give it some time.
Yeah, I'll give it some time.
Yeah, this is like Phil was saying. We were here.
Huh?
Normally we rush. Like I come in pretty
Yeah,
early.
we got here early.
but
We're just
always
sitting here.
chatting and stuff, and we always come in the studio like 2 minutes before airtime. This time we came here, we sat down. It was like 9:40, 9:45. I'm like, guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah, what George is trying to say is we did the morning show without you guys. We're going to end it early today, like in the next 3 minutes.
We did a good half hour already.
I mean, you show up early once from Broussard and you're just bragging about it.
Every
Oh, look
Wednesday.
who else is early today. Look at that.
It's so nice to have Pantelis
Welcome to the show, bro.
at the top of the hour.
Hello, hello.
Top of the hour. Why is your chair so fucking warm all the time, honestly?
He keeps farting in it.
Yeah,
Fucking dad weight.
exactly what happened.
Dad heat. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're all right. We're just we're
Coming
shooting
out of a pretty exciting weekend there.
I thought you were gonna say coming out of a pretty exciting.
Oh, why did
conversation.
something actually fucking change for the better? Me, I heard that
We're
they're.
talking about for you.
Oh, every weekend's exciting for me, guys.
Have you seen his life?
Get at my goddamn level.
I haven't.
But yeah, what's going on?
I've been trying to make one of his shows just for fun, just so I can shoot some pictures, just
Yeah.
do some
Impossible because you
old
got a family.
hobbies. Yeah, man.
It is hard. It's hard to do stuff at night.
good.
Plus, I'm sleepy by like 9:30. And you live a different life, a
I do, I
nocturnal
live-
life. You
I-
are of the night.
I'm not of all the time. I'm always up.
I'm of all the time. I don't
Sometimes-
sleep.
Sometimes I have morning stuff. Sometimes I got night stuff, day stuff. It's a weird life. It's
So just vitamins, intermittent fasting, and cocaine. That's what's getting you through this.
no cocaine, but a lot of vitamins. And I forgot my vitamins this morning. Fuck. Intermittent fasting, but
I
not
did it.
not
I-
even
I
on
was just telling
purpose.
them I did it. I did your Star Wars vitamin this morning.
Oh yeah, good. I told you.
Made my
2 years
stomach
later.
a little burpy though.
You have to eat something.
I did.
Yeah. 2 years later,
fine,
you did
though.
it. I've been talking about quercetin for 2 years.
But I always was under the impression that it was destroyed by the Death Star, so I didn't know where you were sourcing it from.
No, the only thing that's destroyed that's hard to find, I think, is B17.
B17.
Yeah, I think it's
Why have I heard-
B17.
You mean B12?
If I meant B12, wouldn't I have said
Oh,
B12?
bro,
Not
I type in
necessarily.
B17.
Yes.
it gives
You are
me-
infamously bad with numbers.
I think B17 is the one that's
Which
hard
one
to
is
find. It used to be
B17?
very easy to find, the supplement, and now they made it super difficult.
What is
I
B17
see,
for?
I see why this would be very difficult to find, though.
That's a bomber. No, try vitamin. I think it's B17.
I've actually
No, I
sat in
know,
one
I
of
know,
those,
just-
by the way.
Oh, you
B-17
have?
bomber
Type
in
in
Ottawa.
vitamin.
At the,
Type in
Air Force
vitamin
Museum.
just to see if that's the right one that I'm talking about.
What is it for?
There was one anti-inflammatory, one of those anti-carcinogen.
Anti-free radical shit.
Yeah. So it's well, quercetin in the beginning too was very hard to find.
Is it? It's super easy to find now.
Two years ago it was very
It's
hard.
expensive,
2
though.
years ago he went to the pharmacy to ask for it.
Oh, yeah.
And they told him you don't know what you're talking about. I never heard of that. It doesn't exist.
That's nice.
This is a pharmacist who said that.
Yep.
I mean, crazy.
Yeah.
It says that it's a compound often claimed to aid in the treatment of cancer. It says.
B-17?
Often claimed.
Where is
That's
it
probably
found?
why.
Like, naturally occurring. Where does it occur in?
Apricot pits and bitter almonds.
What is a bitter almond?
It's an almond.
That's bitter.
That is bitter.
It's been through some shit.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's
You're
lasted
welcome.
too
So
long.
do we have any good news?
Zero
Oh,
good news.
Well, okay, let's start with the good news.
More masks.
Oh, shit, all
Masks
right.
for a longer
Oh.
period of time.
So sorry to. It's also found in apples, peaches, and cherries and plums.
then why can't I have it in vitamin form? Why is it so
And
dangerous?
cream. Go on.
It was a rhetorical question. Don't try to figure it out.
Why can't Pantelis?
No, I know.
How about Tiger Woods, guys?
What?
I know that you guys aren't big golf people, and I mean, I don't follow it. I play golf, but I don't really follow it.
I'm a big sex addiction fan, so we're good. Go on.
He's back in the game, or at least he's contemplating it.
I didn't know he was out.
Well, he got into that huge car accident last year, I think, or 2 years ago, where he destroyed his leg. They had to put metal rods and screws and a bunch of
didn't
stuff
know anything about
to
that.
fix his legs. Yeah.
So what, he couldn't play because he had but you don't even need to run.
Are you
in
telling
golf.
me that Tiger Woods was in a vicious accident? He was handicapped, and I didn't hear anything about it.
It was a huge
He was
promo.
handicapped.
It was a huge promo for the new Genesis 4x4, the GX80 or whatever the car is there.
Wait, hold on. He was driving it.
No,
for
no,
a
no,
promo?
no.
BJ's so good, you can drive off a cliff. Like
he
what?
crashed. He crashed in that car, and then suddenly everyone's like, "Oh, he was in a in the new Genesis 4x4. These are good cars." And then everyone came out to see, or he would have been dead otherwise, and all that.
Well,
stuff.
we went to test drive one of those bad boys.
Yeah.
Dude,
sure you did, huh?
Yeah, dude,
I love that car. I
love
thought
that
about
car.
buying-
Dude, there was a massage. I was driving, and it was massaging me.
we were.
I was like, royalty. This is how they live. This is how the other side lives.
when we were looking
This is a real
at
thing?
when we
It's a
were-
real thing.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
It's
Yeah.
a beautiful car. When we were looking at a new car, we had that on our list. But
I was nervous because when
but
I
it
left, I
wasn't
told
out
him.
yet. It wasn't out. It was coming out. I can't. I think
They told me I had
Genesis.
to be on a waiting
It's
list
under
for
the
like
Hyundai
4
banner,
months.
right?
Yeah.
Genesis, yeah.
So then I got nervous because I go, dude, now how am I going to go back to a regular car?
you can't.
I've
been saying that forever.
It took a week and a half to get out of my mind. I was going to go get it. That's how obsessed I was.
Look, the
I go,
minute-
how do people drive without getting massaged? This is crazy.
No, I'm just talking about just in general driving a higher car. The minute you get into an SUV or a 4x4 or whatever,
changes everything.
That's
you
why when I
cannot
travel
go
and I
back.
rent a car, I always rent either the exact same
Or
car
a
I drive at
shittier
home or a
version.
shittier version. Like I have a Hyundai Kona. It's not a fancy car.
Yeah.
But like I had my sister's car last week because she was out of town and I was using it. And I called her and I'm like, your fucking car doesn't have a heated steering wheel. She's like, no, why? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how
are we related?
What the fuck? You're paying money for this? She's like, why? You have that? I go, where are your seat heaters? She's like, I have seat heater. I'm like, wow, at least you have fucking. How are you driving a car? She's like, I don't know.
Isn't the heated steering wheel?
It is game-changing.
So
I
Anytime
don't have to
you're
wear
in another
gloves.
city, if you want to feel good about yourself, just ask when you're renting a car, can I have the Pakistani cab, please? And then you're going to feel great when you get back home, trust
What's
me.
the Pakistani cab?
It just works, but barely. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like the lowest line car that they have for you to rent.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But
Just ask for the Pakistani cab or any used cabs that they have.
Could it be a Bengali cab? Like, how does this work? I'm
Just
confused.
say any used cab that you guys have that they buy for extra shit.
I
Just
don't
ask for a
think I
used
wanna
cab.
drive that.
It's sometimes the lights don't work.
There's a joke here that we're not getting.
Yeah.
So
you want more?
more cowbell.
Thank you, Dorothy.
You want.
back to Tiger Woods. Everybody thought that his career was over. Obviously, when you break your legs, I mean, it's pretty much done.
Well, not for golf, bro. It's golf.
Yeah, it's golf. He can.
But
now-
it's
he has
not
an
like
extra
a
fucking putter.
It's not like he sprained his ankle. The guy destroyed his whole foot. Like he needed the operation, like
But they
huge
have golf carts, so
rehabilitation.
just drive to the
no.
next hole.
They're not allowed. They have to walk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who said that?
They walk?
They don't have to walk.
Yeah, of course.
They can't use the cart?
No,
What's the point of the cart then?
What?
for us, for us lazy golfers. No, they walk.
Hold on.
They have
No,
to
no.
walk.
But do they have like? It's a rule that they have to walk.
Yeah, they can't. They,
Hold on.
yeah, man.
I don't know if that could be a real rule.
Yeah, dude.
That's ridiculous.
It might be. He might be right.
no,
How the
they-
fuck
they-
do I know, dude?
they
I
have
don't know
to-
anything about golf.
Yeah, they
I've
have to
never
walk the course.
watched golf ever, so I don't know. but it feels like the thing is called the golf cart. It feels like it would
But
be
it's
part of
not
the
for
game.
you. He says the golf cart is for.
Spectatores.
No, it's for the caddy maybe.
That's for
No, the
Broussard?
caddy walks with his
No,
golfer.
if
No,
anyone's
they walk the
walking,
whole
it's
course.
The fucking caddy.
They walk the whole course, but they have the right to not walk the whole course.
No, they have to walk it.
That's insane.
Carts are allowed for play on the PGA Tour champions, where the 53-year-old daily plays majority of his golf these days. The PGA Tour champion regularly states that all PGA Tour players are encouraged to walk whenever possible.
They're encouraged, but they're allowed to use it.
Yeah, but they're allowed.
So he could, if we could cart him to each hole and let him putt. Let him do
Yeah.
it. But then again, I guess if you broke your hip, you can't really swing.
Well, at the level that they play, I mean, when you
Hurt your
destroyed your foot like that, your whole leg like that, I mean, it must be. In any case,
Is his third leg okay?
But now I found something else. I found something else on the internet that says that they actually prohibit it. So I don't know what to believe.
I'm gonna go with George. I think they probably
always thought-
prohibit
I
it.
always thought that they weren't allowed to, but whatever. Anyways, in any case, it's exciting. I mean, the resilience this guy has shown over there. Like this guy was destroyed as an athlete. He came back.
The lasting power, the stamina.
Yeah, it goes. This guy lasts quite a bit.
And so that's it. So Tiger Woods may be back for the Masters.
That was a really.
But
well
how
delivered,
can he
though.
be? How can he be back for the Masters? Has he been practicing? I thought he couldn't move.
Yeah, but it's Tiger Woods, bro.
He's a master.
I don't know how it works. I think the Masters, you have to accumulate a certain number of points in order to qualify. But I think if you're already, I don't know, if you're competing and you've already won the Masters before, you automatically qualify. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that.
This is a bad story. Like I don't care about it.
I'm just saying it's good. It's positive news. I mean, what about
Tiger Woods is
Look
back
at
in the
Olga
saddle.
just talking shit in the
what is she
chat.
doing?
Mind your fucking business, Olga. All right, mind your fucking business. We're not here airing out Tiger Woods' laundry, whether it is dirty or sexy or not.
First of all, you want me to throw in the gulag?
No,
I'll
it's
do
not.
it.
It's not.
the
It's not
gulag is
gulag
it's
worthy.
being
It's not.
read out.
Gulag. I just don't appreciate.
I haven't done it in a
her
minute.
dismay for our man
Can you
Tiger
speak
Woods,
your race?
who also banged some hot models.
Yes.
Who?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It wasn't alleged. I'm just. I don't know why
The
you all
man
started
had a
yelling alleged.
medical
It was
condition.
factual.
Medical he has a
I don't know why you
medical-
all went allegedly. It was factual. You fucking dimmed it. Allegedly. It was factual.
you never know.
Is there videos?
Huh?
Was there video proof?
No, he admitted they
Allegedly.
admitted. No, he admitted they admitted.
Maybe he's just bragging.
No, the chicks admitted it too. Yeah.
Maybe paid them.
Yeah, he was also in Vegas with like a high roll. There was all kinds of good stories of Tiger
porn
Woods.
stars, yeah.
Yeah, he knows
I
what he's
don't
doing.
see what the big deal is.
I love how
Guy
Jorge
who
wrote.
aside-
Hold on, Jorge in the chat wrote porn actresses. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Instead of
whatever.
Pornographic thespians.
No, I mean,
Pornographic
whatever-
thespians is the best way.
Whatever it is, like aside from the fact that he was cheating on his wife, which is a personal thing and nobody should,
It's not my business.
Exactly,
business,
no
yeah.
one's business. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. Okay, the guy slept with other women. Like it's not like he raped them or whatever. He enjoyed having sexual relations.
I'm gonna take this clip. It'll be so funny if in 3 days Tiger Woods allegedly raping people, and then George is like, "Well, he didn't rape."
no, but
It's not like you did something wrong,
but
Your
I was
Honor.
very specific. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
rape. The
No,
guy,
you're right. I'm with you. I'm 100 with you. I don't care about his personal shit. That's his life. The fact that we're so voyeuristic and we need to know what you do and I don't care if he raped, if he killed, then I'm concerned. But if I don't give a fuck who you're banging. I don't want to know. Don't even tell me. I don't care.
That's
It's not my fucking business.
No.
Yeah,
I don't like that we feel the need that we have to know.
We're as if we're entitled to.
Yeah,
know.
you're not entitled to. I'm not entitled to anything about that guy's life. That's why sometimes,
you're right.
like same thing with the Will Smith. I got so pissed at his wife when she came out and invited him to her show to tell him in front of everybody, "Yeah, I'm banging our son's friends, all that shit." It's like, yeah,
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their
didn't
kids'
know?
friends.
Their
Did you
kids.
not know this?
She banged her
No.
kids.
That's why. Whoa.
Yeah, she banged her
And the
son's
rest-
friends, his friends, their friends. She was banging everyone.
Bro,
But she had an entanglement with a few of them. One of them was her son's friend, August Alsina.
Yeah. August Alsina.
Look at his face.
I'm shocked.
Doesn't it
Yeah.
completely change how you perceive
Well,
the slap?
I thought
now?
it was like actors and people
Actors
in-
too. Yeah, I
in
mean,
the
his friends
industry.
were singers. They weren't like big singers, but his friends
They're
were kind
like
of singers.
SoundCloud trappers.
Yeah, it wasn't like kids after soccer games. Like it was. You know, they were still trying.
How-
They were
how
in the
old is
arts.
Jaden?
Huh?
How old
Score
is
here,
Jaden?
Timmy.
In her 50s.
Jaden.
Oh, Jaden. Oh, I don't know. He's
Jaden
young.
is late 20s.
Now
Early
he's
20s.
now he's in his early 20s. He's younger than Poseidon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Try to score in
Mid
this
20s,
net.
maybe young 20s.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with this woman? What the fuck? Anyways, whatever.
what a lot of people
But
said
here's
it
the
for our
thing.
business.
But here's the thing. We shouldn't even know the fact that not only did she say it, but she also told her cousin. Then we had to watch him cry, learning about you're banging my son's friend. I was like, why is this public knowledge? This is behind
I
the
don't wanna
scenes
talk-
shit.
this
I
whole
don't
story
understand
breaks
how he
my
didn't
heart.
flip the
Speaking
table.
of which, and we're not going to get into this because we had the conversation last week, but there's another clip that has emerged on the internet.
Uh-oh.
that whole
The
scene.
opposite angle.
Yeah,
I saw
behind
it.
Jada Pinkett.
Oh, where she's laughing.
Yeah.
So she's laughing.
a fucking
The whole
sociopath.
time she's laughing. So Will Smith goes up, he slaps Chris Rock,
And she
she's
finds it
laughing.
funny.
She thought it was a joke that they had maybe.
No, she thought it was funny that he got slapped.
She thought it was a
Yeah,
joke. She came down and she's still laughing until
Yeah.
Will Smith starts swearing.
Yeah.
And that's where her face gets serious. Like, oh shit, okay, there's no joke.
Wait, what?
Like she was when
She
when
was
he got
laughing at-
There was
slapped.
an angle.
She laughed because we all thought she laughed because she liked seeing him get hit, but apparently she laughed because she thought this was,
was
a
a
skit.
bit.
It was a bit.
And she even continued.
She's like, "There's
'cause
no
after-
way." Yeah, there's like, "There's no way he's overreacting over the GI."
Because-
and then the second he starts swearing at the Oscars, "Okay, my wife's fucking." Then she's like, "I may have fucked
And
many of
then
his friends."
no, but then after when Chris Rock says, okay, well.
That's the moment.
But after
TV
that,
history,
when he said, okay, I just got smacked and this may be the greatest thing in
Yeah.
TV history, she laughs again.
Yeah.
She came out at some point and she said that he overreacted.
Who? Chris Rock?
No,
Will
Jada.
Smith.
Oh, okay.
Jada said that.
Yeah, she said that.
She needs to
he
shut the
But that's
fuck
one
up.
of those moments where she's looking into the distance in her head. She's like,
Look what I've done.
"Shouldn't have fucked his friends. Maybe I shouldn't have told him, or I don't."
I feel like part of her is
Or
like,
maybe I shouldn't have made it public.
Yeah,
knowledge.
maybe I've
part of her is like,
undercalculated this.
good boy. I'm sure part of her feels that way. Good boy. Good boy. Here's a treat. You can watch me tonight.
I don't know. I don't know because that's embarrassing for her too.
Those are the jokes.
It's embarrassing all around.
it
The
for
question
her?
that I
Yeah.
have.
That's Ksefila, yeah.
I feel bad for their kids.
Yeah, but you don't know what kind of
You know
relationship
why?
they
'Cause
have. Maybe
have you
they've
seen their kids.
Look,
I don't feel bad
felt
for them.
bad.
They're in their own world.
maybe
I
they've
felt-
raised their children to think, listen, it's fine. We're we're an open couple. We love other people.
But they're not. The whole thing in the
I
video.
don't
That's
know
why
what
he
it
was
is.
crying
It's
too.
just-
Yeah.
I mean, as a husband, you think, okay, what do you do? Okay, you love your wife, you love your kids.
Well
Do you-
played, Olga.
I don't love her anymore after that, bro. How do you love your wife after that?
No,
After-
I mean, unless you're in that kind of relationship,
I
where
agree
you're
with
fucking
you.
other people,
I
that's
agree with
different.
you. I agree with you. It's very tough to see how you
Bro,
can.
if this is your
stay-
friends and your kids' friends. That's like your wife saying, "By the way, George, I ran a train through your podcast friends and our son's soccer team. Aren't you gonna be like, hey, are you fucking? You're gonna kill someone? That's
I
insane."
understand,
bro.
guys. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not against you. On this.
I'm
just
stabbing all
thinking-
kinds of people, bro.
I'm just thinking.
Everyone around me.
I'm just
everyone
thinking
around
as
me, yeah.
objectively as possible. As a husband, do you tell yourself, okay, there's a problem in my house. As the father,
I
of
gotta
this
assess the
family,
situation.
I
Yeah,
need
the problem
to,
is her.
Yeah, it is. But I'm like,
The
okay,
problem is all those sexy kids coming over.
I got to stay in here and support my wife. Maybe she made mistakes. I agree with it. Or
George,
guys, I'm thinking
one time,
objectively.
okay, one time. She
One
fucked
time
up,
could
she
be a
tells-
mistake.
And she tells you in private, she's like, I did this thing. We got to
Yeah.
come back from it. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Repeated
But shows
times
up on a podcast.
and she tells you on a show so you could cry live on Facebook. Bro, there's way too many issues there.
What if Will Smith is the same, but he isn't as public?
No.
No. If he was,
I
he wouldn't
wish.
have gone up there and slapped Chris Rock. He would
Yeah.
have been like, whatever.
And she would have aired it immediately.
Yeah,
she,
yeah.
she would have used it against him instantly.
I said this.
I feel
said
bad
this
for
2
the
weeks
guy.
ago.
Will's out here blowing the same guys I am. Like, what?
I said this last week. If Will Smith was a friend of ours, if he was one of our friends and that happened, we'd all be on the phone. Bro, leave that bitch.
Yeah.
We'd all be at his house having a fucking intervention.
Yeah.
She's fucked him.
Yeah, he doesn't have real
It breaks my heart because I
Poseidon won't be like, yeah, bro, does she have any good friends? Like, how open is her relationship with her
like
friends?
what if I
how-
fucked her? How would you feel about it?
That's crazy. I really feel bad for the guy. And in other good news, positive news, depending on where you fall on the political spectrum, Catherine Dorion, she's an elected member of the National Assembly for Quebec Solidaire, my favorite party, the grassroots.
Grab that.
Is this a
clip.
white party? A white power party?
No, it's not a white power party. It's a grassroots.
Grassroots just means it started from local, like it's local.
It's a separatist party. Grassroots means that it's
Of the people, no?
yeah, it's
Isn't
Not really
everything a grassroots
party
thing?
anymore.
not anymore. It
No,
was. I
it's
mean,
a
that's what it
structure
was.
party.
And
This is a
whatever.
grassroots podcast.
It was a grassroots movement that turned into a party,
it's
which is a
it's
leftist, very
yeah.
socialist, and also anti-federalist, and
It's the
a
equivalent of
separatist party.
Syriza.
So
in
this
Quebec.
is an anti-nationalist communist party.
No, I don't think it's anti-nationalist.
It's anti-federalist.
Oh, so it's so it's just a communist party of Quebec.
Separatist. With-
Communist.
But they're separatists for different reasons, not for like La Nation. They're separatists because they hate the federal government. It's a different kind
But
of
you just said that they're extreme socialists too.
I never said the word extreme. I did say they are socialists, though.
Yeah. I just said the grassroots.
They are anti-federal government, but they're for socialism because they want the power because they are uncorruptible.
And
apparently.
it's
Communists.
whatever.
Communists.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that
because I feel
party-
like you guys are sugarcoating the fact that they're a bunch of communists.
Nobody's sugarcoating anything.
Nobody.
They're
You can't
fucking
sugarcoat that. They're communists.
Oh, there we go. All right. I took 3 minutes, but I got out of them. They're a bunch of
I got
communists.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a party.
get there.
It started really, really kind of low. Like they had very little support. And last election, something happened. I don't know what it was. They gained 11 members in the House. One of them was Catherine Dorion, who was a very controversial figure in that party.
Why? What has she done?
Very like it's
Everyone.
this is my way. No.
You don't know.
Come on.
You know her personal life? You
Let's,
don't know.
Let's stop labeling people. I mean, she's
I don't even know what this person is.
this one here.
What did she bangs people? That's the whole story.
No, she doesn't. This is the
That's
girl
what he
that
said.
came in and said, I'm going to do things.
What's going on?
This is the girl that was very controversial from the first week that she was elected.
Why?
Because she's like, I'll do things my way, and she would show up. She would show up in the parliament dressed like she just woke up, kind of thing.
That's cool.
Casual. I like that. She's casual.
It's not.
I'm
really,
dressing the way we feel.
you know.
Like
Anyways,
shit.
and it's just that she. I guess she broke boundaries in the sense that she said things the way she felt, even if they were like a little edgy. And it wasn't. She didn't hold a political line, of being just diplomatic and saying things carefully, which some may appreciate.
She was real.
She was real. Of course, I never agreed with the things she said, but in any
That's
case,
different.
she came out and said that she won't run again in the next elections coming this year in October. And there's a bunch of articles that came out because apparently in that statement she says that the National Assembly is antiquated and it doesn't leave room for people like me to express ourselves.
It's a bit much.
And to make changes that are necessary
I
for
kind
society.
of agree with what she's saying.
I don't know.
In a vacuum, I agree with it.
Yeah,
Out of
I
context.
wouldn't agree.
In a vacuum.
I mean, look, this is the institution. This is
You
what
don't
it
even
is.
fit, bro.
This is what it is. I mean, you can't just come in and want the entire institution to kind of bow down and say, okay, look, come in with your running shoes and your jog pads because we need to accommodate you.
This is the same.
I get you. I get what you're saying there. However, at the same, she's wrong and right. She's wrong about just saying do things as I want them to be done. Yeah, that's dirty. But at the same time, she is right to ask for, hey guys, shouldn't everything be evolving, including politics? We got internet now. We don't have rotary phones. Why is that guy wearing a powdered wig? Is that a scepter, sir? I get where she's
Is
coming
he a
from.
wizard?
That doesn't exist.
Yeah, but at
in
the same
Quebec,
time,
though.
I find I remember years ago having a conversation with you when Syriza was elected,
Yeah.
and you were going off on how disrespectful it was that Tsipras wasn't wearing a tie.
Okay.
And I was trying to explain to you how that's the stupidest fucking thing you've ever said.
Why is it the stupidest thing, though?
And now
If
the
there's
prime minister of Greece that you like so much is always popping his shirt off.
I don't think he does that, but anyway.
He does do that.
He does do that,
Kurt
yeah.
loves to take off his
Yeah,
shirt.
He
loves
took
to
it
have-
once out to get a vaccine.
least
That's
Yeah.
one time too many, bro. You're the prime minister.
Let's decide: are we standing on ceremony or not?
Yeah.
What's more important?
But he wasn't in parliament. He went to the vaccine clinic and took off his shirt to get vaccinated.
Aside from the
Oh, is
fact,
the vaccine clinic a strip club now, sir?
aside from the fact that I think ties are an oppressive Croatian disgusting thing.
What are you talking about?
That's
dude?
where they come from.
Oh, yeah, no, I know, but
Yeah.
it's not an oppressive.
Yes, they are. They're the fucking noose around your neck. Fuck that.
Come on,
Ties
man.
are ridiculous.
It's
Ties are ridiculous.
Okay,
They're all
look.
busy
What'd you say?
They're all busy finger popping each other's assholes. It's a line from.
He's an idiot.
Okay. Anyway, no, look. The parliament. I mean, listen. We got to keep some respectable.
stand on ceremony here, Mr. Wayne.
The tie, maybe I'll agree with you if the rest of your attire is proper. Like if you're wearing a full suit without a tie.
He was wearing a full suit without a tight suit.
I know. What I'm saying, maybe I'll accept
Dude,
it.
business
Even though,
casual, bro.
You hated him
he was
because
a
he was a
kind of-
communist, and can I tell you something?
He was a
For
fake
that,
communist.
I'm with you.
yeah.
Uxo, dirty communist.
But he did the most communist thing. He had a referendum and then ignored it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's like, well,
I
I'm
was
for
so
the
wrong
people.
about him.
Yeah, I'm for the people. I'm
Yeah,
going to put it
exactly.
to the vote, and the people will decide. The people decided. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You know who I really liked from that cabinet, and I still do, Varoufakis.
I hated him.
Really?
I still hate him now.
You should have him on your fucking. You should have him on your podcast.
I could have Verifax on my
He's
podcast.
interesting. He's an interesting
just,
guy.
I feel like his accent might set Greeks back 50 years.
Why?
It's-
He has the
It's
greatest
too
accent.
thick. It's too fake
No.
thick. You've been educated abroad. You can't be going on interviews being like, not to me tell you,
He
you,
doesn't
the
talk-
economy to me tell you.
No, he actually speaks very
No,
properly.
he has educated Vlacho English.
Yes!
It's the best. There's an app. I keep getting this is super random.
The Vlachs.
I keep getting a targeted ad from AppSumo. It's a social media management ad.
Okay.
But the guy they have has the thickest Thessaloniki English accent. So I'm like scrolling randomly, and I hear, "Guys, today let me tell you, I find
Is that
the
the one that
greatest
allows you
app."
to have all these digital things?
Yes.
I've seen it.
And he's always wearing an Italia jersey.
Is
Bro,
it?
Yeah,
I
and
thought he was
but
like
his voice
Spanish.
is like fucking butter. How did you fall for that? No, he's Greek.
You know what? You know what I get on YouTube sometimes because I have my VPN in and normally it's American, so I get a lot of Mexican stuff. Sometimes I'll get a random mosque ad. Well, what the fuck?
Mexican mosque?
Yeah. No, they're unrelated. But then I've had ads that I only see when I'm on VPN. Greek singles,
I found it.
bro. Greek singles.
Greek
it's a
singles?
woman with a heavy Greek
Oh,
accent.
I've seen that too.
Okay.
I've never seen this.
Yeah, you have to see a lot of Greek videos. They're gonna be like, bro, you gotta date
Do
someone.
you, watch,
So
do you follow
listen.
Calypso Lara?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you have to follow
So, but
Calypso
listen,
Lara.
this
It's
is
the best.
Greek singles. Where it's
Calypso
not.
Lara.
I know, it's amazing.
It's not just for a date. It's for real relationship. And I'm like, if you're marketing, if you're targeting North American Greeks, why wouldn't you get someone
English.
that speaks English?
But maybe North
like
American
natively.
Greeks like that accent. But you have to hear this.
Do
Here.
it-
Listen.
I don't know, what is that?
Why won't it play? Our internet's fucked today, yeah?
Yeah, this is during the show, bro. We don't have time for this. We'll check it out later.
Grannies need dick
We'll
too.
check it out later.
That's what I get.
Yeah, that's Greek. I already knew right away.
Amazing.
I just discovered the most
I
complete.
just discovered the most complete.
I immediately
social
thought it
media
was Greek
platform
too, but
ever.
as he went,
No, he's
there's
Greek.
some like, oh,
He's fucking
maybe
super
You could tell.
Spanish. Yeah.
Greek
like, this
singles
guy's-
for your relationship. You can saw your mama and baba. Like something similar. But it's just her voice. I'm like, Jesus
I
Christ.
find ever since the
It's
war
the
in
voice of the Greek girl. It's the voice of the Greek girl in New York that Guido tricked into thinking he was a millionaire. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
That was the best. Oh, dude, Guido used to go on this app that was only for millionaires. It was Tinder, but only for millionaires.
Okay.
So he faked being like one of the elites, and he picked up this Greek fashion girl from Greece who came down there. So we were in New York. We were doing shows in New York, and we were doing Tujuk Minimum at the Compound Media at the time. So, anyways, we go to meet her. We go to see him, and he's telling us all about her. And we're like, "How'd you pick her up?" He's like, "This app," and we're like, "Tinder." He's like, "No, it's an app for millionaires." And like, it's an app for you to find a millionaire. He's like, no, it's an app where I'm a millionaire. Yeah, and I find girls that want to date millionaires. And then we're looking at each other, me and Mike, we're like, but you're not a millionaire.
What's the approval
And
process?
he's
to
like
get
this.
in?
He's like, she doesn't know that. And then, but he was doing Uber at the time. So the best, he's such a good character because he went to pick her up with a Nissan Rogue that he was using for Uber that he had hit a deer with. It's you don't understand. It was the greatest. It was the greatest thing. And then he comes to watch the
Guido?
show
This
live.
is
This is
Guido?
Guido.
Yeah.
So he comes and he brings her to the show, and we had an audience section during the podcast. So he's sitting there with her in the audience, and we're saying how he faked being a millionaire, and he's like, this is hilarious, and she's like. She's looking around, she's like, this is concerning. It was the funniest fucking thing.
Guido's not a real thing.
Guido's
not real.
She
He's
didn't,
a-
People-
he's a
people
cartoon.
don't-
She didn't walk up and leave.
Hey, no. Guido's charming.
I'm sorry. She
that would've been
believed
funny.
that Guido Grasso in a Nissan Rogue
Was a millionaire.
Was a millionaire.
Who was
Thinks you're
slumming it.
smart enough
Who
to
would
figure
just
that out.
Uber on the weekends for fun. So here's the thing. Guido's charming. Guido, if he would actually sit down and not be neurotic and put down his life, forget writing jokes, just his life stories, hilarious, bro. It's a mini
He
series.
feels like a real life Cosmo Kramer.
He's a little Kramer-ish because he does crazy shit and you don't even know. He's like, where were you for 3 days? He's like, I had to go to Havana. Like, so
What's
it's
Kramer's friend's name? The one that he always goes to for stuff.
Bob Sacamano.
He's Bob Sacamano.
He might be Bob Sacamano.
Bob
Yeah.
Sacamano.
He lives a very interesting life, and he doesn't realize how interesting it is until you tell it back to him. Then he's like, "Oh yeah, that is interesting." Yeah. Guido's hilarious, bro.
That's so funny.
God damn.
I remember meeting Guido the first time here when we first moved because I had never crossed paths with him before we changed studios. And for the first maybe 5 times that I ran into him, he told me how great it was to meet me.
Yeah, he likes
And
it.
I was like, no. Every time he was meeting me for the first time,
No,
he was
Guido,
aware of me from you, from the shows. He
No,
knew who I
trust me,
was.
Guido. If anybody knows anything about Guido, bro, like
Yeah?
what you just said is complete falsification. Guido
Just get-
remembers the dumbest. Guido will remember
He just kept telling me
the
it's so nice to
date
finally
and
fucking see you.
No,
Maybe
no.
he just meant to see me again.
yeah, Guido will remember the day and time he saw you and what the fuck you were wearing.
Really?
That's the
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
part
true.
about Guido. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has
Interesting.
a beautiful mind. For my like is, but it's beautiful.
That's a a great movie title. A Beautiful Mind, and then the subtitle
For
is
Malekith. It's Guido in the
I
Rogue.
have found the most complete movie title ever.
Evan.
So funny.
Anyways,
good,
give
yeah.
us some good news. Baby boy.
So that's what happened.
Did you call him
with,
a beta boy?
Baby boy.
So that's what's happening with Catherine Dorion. So
You never really told us what was happening, just that you disagree with her for not standing on ceremony.
she stepped down because she doesn't like the institution of the National Assembly, and she came in
I'm okay
and she
with that.
says, it was my first mandate, and I realized everything that I was wondering before. All the stereotypes that I had in my mind about the National Assembly are true. We can't do anything in there. The government is taking 100% of the decisions. And I'm thinking, listen, they're a majority government. That's how it works. I mean, what else do you want to do? Like, how? What's going on?
No, I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm
I'm sorry. I
just-
didn't want-
sorry.
I thought it was a technical issue. Okay.
No.
No, I just gave him a new pair of Sennheisers.
I just
it's
wanted him
actually-
to turn his head. I want to see the profile
I
of
can literally
them.
hear everything, bro.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I can hear.
Brah.
He has the same headphones I have in my studio now.
Like, I can hear.
I thought they
pin
were the
drop.
Rhodes.
No, the Rode I have for editing at home.
The nice?
Because it's
You
soft.
like them? You happy with them?
Oh, I'm really, really happy.
Thinking about pulling the
If
trigger on
I get some budget upgrades, I might upgrade all the ones in there. You could even put the hole in, the wire in whichever hole you want, left or right.
Wait, the ones you have don't have that?
No, those are the ones I have.
Oh, I thought it was.
No,
really
you don't pull it out. It's connected. The other ones. Anyways, it's very good.
Sorry,
Go
yeah,
on. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
go on,
George.
George.
So that's it about Catherine Dorion. She says she's going to continue to be active in politics, but at a grassroots level.
Should I invite her to the French cast and have her explain herself? Because I might ruin her career.
You know what? That's interesting. Her career's done.
Do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Anyways.
Poseidon, Catherine Dorion, get on
Chère
there.
Madame la Communiste,
yeah.
je m'appelle Pantelis.
No,
That's
he
what
does
he
my
does.
bookings for the French cast now.
And in
Sup, babe?
Yeah.
It's Poseidon hollering at you.
Yo, moi
call me
je,
cunt?
moi je cherche la chick avec le hoodie.
I don't sleep with communists.
with a beanie hat.
Yo, cherche une toite communiste.
No, he's been booking solidly. People claim that he's very respectful.
Je vous invite au show
very
de Pantelis.
insulted that
And
she said that,
in
Phil.
parentheses, pronounce
Very insulted.
puts
You know how they do in the dictionary?
Oh, yeah.
Etymological.
He has the Telus logo.
Pantelis. I love the auto captions on anything we do together where we say our names.
Mine is always different.
It's Pans, and then Tellus, and then Bala, and then Bonos. Those are every time.
They try. It's always me. Mine is always different.
Can you
It's like,
imagine
oh,
what my
tell
name
us.
would come up as? Shit.
George.
don't
That's
know.
just George. George is fine. It's easy.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to
Why was he
other news. Yesterday, the public health director came out and confirmed the rumor that we've all been circulating for a couple weeks now. That
that if
the
you don't
mask-
use it, you don't actually lose it.
okay.
George, the reaction. The reaction. Okay. I used to be in politics. I was a contender. I had a future.
I ran for office, you sons of bitches.
I lost horribly, but I still ran. far away.
So the mask mandate is here to stay at least until the end of the
April.
month of April.
Can
because
you also prefix that by saying we're the last place in North America that's doing so?
We
Yes.
are.
Because the
Is
the
anyone
virus works different out here.
Yep.
Anyway, so it was for those wondering, it was supposed to come out next week. I think.
Yeah.
On the 14th.
On the 14th. So they're extending it until the end of the month, and then we'll see what happens.
I heard there's a new that's been circulating amongst the
That's
medical
retarded,
circles,
by the way.
that they're starting to think that maybe the masks aren't enough and we need some other more easily acceptable, like not as intrusive defense. You okay?
Yeah, it's just they're starting to think the masks are not enough.
Yeah, but I was reading because
Almost
it's
three.
April.
When were they enough? Haven't we learned this lesson?
Oh, no,
But you know
look,
what's funny? You know what else they said? They
you guys
said.
stepped all over a great fucking.
Oh,
bit I
you were
had
setting up.
going.
I thought you were
Yeah.
serious. Oh,
Fine,
sorry.
It's okay.
Oh,
Say
fuck.
it. I feel bad.
Fuck.
Nah, it's ruined.
No,
Now
say
it's
it,
true.
say it, say it.
No, you can't.
No, say it. I want to hear
I had
it.
a phenomenal Passover joke, but forget it. It had four heads and ram's blood.
God damn me. Oh, that like let's try the other methods. You know what? He's actually on point because now it's just becoming ceremonial. Same thing with the vaccine. Yeah, the more doses we need, the more it's not a vaccine.
Well, look, speaking of vaccine, during the same press conference, he confirmed, he announced that the fourth dose would be available for the people over 6 years old.
Good for them.
So whoever wants the fourth dose.
I have a buddy who ran to get his third dose, who is currently deathly ill from COVID.
Wow.
And he's like,
Oh, that's
bro, I'm red
interesting
pill.
that you
Like
say
he's
that.
red pilling now. He's like, I feel
Bro,
so
that's
gypped."
nothing. Bro, we know guys that they got their third dose and lost all their hair, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Poseidon had a panic
Yeah, he
attack,
told me
bro.
about it.
Yeah.
You know, I looked into it after.
Wow, you got your
and it
third
is
dose?
documented.
No. The guy, so he sees like, what happened to all your hair? He's like, I don't know. I got my third dose, and then 2 weeks later, all my hair fell out. My doctor says he thinks it's stress. So you have a shitty doctor, bro.
By the way, you know what they said in the press? They said, "Oh, we need 2 more weeks just to flatten the curve."
Oh, we're doing that again?
That's,
Is
no,
that-
no.
is that-
But with the masks, right? But hold on,
flat
we've
like
been
a-
wearing masks this whole time. Bro.
Yeah,
How's
hasn't
it gonna
flat
work
shit,
now?
bro. It's not. I don't want to get
I
into
like
it. It's
when he does that.
nonsense.
His
yeah,
fucking
his
face jiggles.
Because he's right though. It's complete nonsense. But can I tell you something? This is what I learned. The masses are not. The masses are imbeciles. This appeases.
learned this now?
This appeases the masses. I swear.
course, yeah.
You think it's nuts? I swear. There's probably gonna be people in the chat too that are gonna be like, "This is great. The 2 weeks
I don't know if
will
those people
solve
are
the
in our chat.
Yeah, that's true. They might not be our fans, but there are a lot of idiots. I'll just be like, "Yes, that's it. That's all it takes. Just listen." They don't see what's right in front of them. They just can't. So that's why the government does is like, well, let's appease the fucking. The other guys are
You know
gonna
what this
yell
always
anyway.
reminds me
Let's
of?
appease the retards.
This fun fact that I read years
Yeah.
ago. You know that you can see your nose at all times, right? Your brain just chooses to
Yeah,
ignore
yeah.
it. That's what's happening. That is exactly what's happening. It's fucking.
You're right. Actually,
so sad
That's
about
a
my-
Very good. That's a.
He's gonna
very-
be seeing his nose all day, like. Oh,
No, but that's a
But
very
yeah, they
good
can't
way.
see it.
It's a very good way of putting it.
It's there's a term for it. It's something blindness. It's I can't remember the actual medical term. It's a cognitive thing. But the fact
Cognitive
that I was talking to someone who was like, there was a guy on the airplane next to me, and he took off his mask and he was watching, and we told him to put it back on.
But when he eats, that's fine.
I was like, hold on a second. You're sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really think the mask is protecting
Yeah,
you?
what do you think
you
the mask
really
does?
think
We
it's doing
found-
anything?
You know what I think, guys?
But
I
it's-
think
The
the
doctor
new-
that we both interviewed,
Yeah.
he keeps saying that we're making a mistake. We shouldn't be opening up. Blah blah. And I asked him the other day. I go, "What is?
It's
what,
a new-
Like, what
it's
is
a
your
new
end
cross.
goal here? What do you think we should be doing? Because I'd love to know. Do you think we should just be hiding for the rest of existence?
Yeah. What do you?
Like, I understand that you disagree, but what's your solution?
Yeah.
They don't have
Because we
solutions.
can't keep
What
this
was
up.
it? What is the solution?
He didn't have a clear solution. He just went back to the fact that people are still getting sick. And I was
People will always be getting
That must
sick.
be really nice for fucking doctors to be able to say, like, we should all stay closed while they continue to make salaries because their lives, their professional lives, have not been financially disrupted.
The woman, the
right?
best thing I
I'm not
saw.
saying they're not working. They're working. But at the same time, they're not suffering like the rest of us.
The best thing I saw was the woman who had said, "Okay, here's an idea. How about for all the politicians, everyone who threw this was like, yeah, shut everything down, but they still got paid. How about the politicians, all them, we set their wages to minimum wage?
Why don't you go on Serb for a bit?
Yeah, we set
So
them
the
to minimum
government
wage.
can ask for fucking every dollar back.
Yeah, exactly. We shut down their businesses. We do all that, and then see how fast they want to open shit up.
I think from just a mental perspective, people, and
is mental. You're
I'm
right,
saying
it's
this
mental.
because my wife is part of these people.
She's mental.
No, she's not mental. We were having this conversation 2 weeks ago, and she's like, "Oh, you know what? They're dropping the mask man." And she goes, "I think it's fine, but at the same time, it's like I'm afraid because
Yeah, because it's ceremonial. They think it makes a difference.
Well, yeah, but also it's like we've gotten so accustomed over the last 2.5 years to be wearing this mask that you think now someone in
thought
public,
process, I understand a little
yeah,
bit.
someone
But
in
look,
public
some of you,
conditioned.
some of you people,
So that we're in public now, and someone that doesn't have a mask automatically triggers some alarms. Like, oh shit, fuck, this guy's gonna give me something now.
that's
You
how
know what I mean?
stupid we've become. But some of you, I'm gonna tell you right now, some of you advice, and you know who you are. Keep the mask on at all times. Like cover as much of that fucking thing as you can for the rest of us.
Yo, but who was it that had a good line on that?
No, and
I think it was Schultze. He had a good line on the masks with. Did he say it on the podcast?
Well, on the podcast, he was like, "I heard you guys have this fucking shitty. You still have this stupid mask rule here.
Yeah.
It's the only place." He's like, "No one realizes. Like, you could just walk out of the country, go somewhere else, or to another product. Like, nobody questioned that, but people don't. But a lot of times, you think that your world is the only world. So, same thing. Remember those journalists, the Quebec ones that went down to Florida, a few months ago. They're like, Florida, this is disgusting. I went down there. They didn't. The waitress didn't want to tell me if she's
remember that.
vaccinated. People were
they journalists?
Yeah,
they just random
or
sobers?
random people, whatever the fuck. She was a famous person that went down there.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was mad at them for the way they live, even though she's like, yeah, but we're fine here. I don't have to show you my stuff. And like, this is so if you don't like it, don't
Go
go.
fuck off.
Yeah, if you think it's safer here than there, then don't go. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't think people don't question things. I just think that after 2.5 years, they just choose to ignore it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, whatever. You
But
know?
because of that, we're gonna get fucked. Because of that, people are gonna keep accepting. Yeah, of course it's a lockdown. It's of course stuff that doesn't make any sense.
By the way, Jorge Rosales dropped $2 ruse in the chat. He goes, "We at 6th wave and 4th dose. It's crazy."
Science. Yeah. It's don't question science. It's religion at this point.
My wife told me an interesting story. We went downtown. She had to go to actually into the office.
How does it look? You actually went downtown.
I've been actually in the last. Well, first of all, I basically live 5 minutes from downtown now, right? So
Okay,
it's a quick drive, but it's still a mess. But it's prettier. Like it's not functional, but it's prettier. It's like fake tits. They're not gonna feed a kid any better, but they look nice.
It's a hot
look
mess.
nice.
living
Like
club at
St.
3 a.m.
Catherine has no parking for a huge stretch now. It's just giant pedestrian. It looks pretty, but getting around sucks. Anyways, she goes, because I picked her up from the office. She was at her HQ of her work, and she's
HQ.
like, the HQ, and she's like, weird thing happened to me. I was standing on the sidewalk waiting for you to pick me up, like right where outside the door, and there's some payphones there. I'm like, that is fucking weird that there's payphones. She's like, not that. A weird woman goes, hey, can you move? She's like, what? She goes, I want to use the payphones. I'm like, that is odd. She goes, still not the oddest part. The woman yelled at her because Anna was like, I don't know, 10 feet from her with no mask on outside. But this bitch took her mask off to
yell.
put a payphone on her face.
Yeah, it's-
And I was like, do you realize that was a crazy person? She goes, I don't think it was like a
Where do they
homeless-
still have payphones down
To
there?
be honest, though, nowadays probably payphones are cleaner than
They're for dead drops.
than cell phones.
I think it's cool, man. I think they should just leave them there. Just
If they're there, yeah, I've never seen payphones though.
Sure.
They're-
I wouldn't touch one.
No, I wouldn't touch one
wouldn't
either.
I remember even as a teenager, like needing a payphone and being like, ugh, hello?
No, you know what? Now that you mention it, I don't think I ever had that reflex back in the day. We would just
No,
grab
no.
payphones and just talk.
Lick them.
Yeah. Stick it in your ass and then I'll lick it. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's a religion now.
Speaking of Montreal, good little segue here. Spring is in the air.
Yeah, I know.
and,
Fucking sinuses are inflamed.
And as it always happens every year, whenever spring comes around, something
You get
happens.
these weird
in our-
erections because all the young girls are wearing skirts?
No, because I don't go out.
Me
anymore.
neither.
I don't see anything anymore. But every spring, since we have our lovely mayor, it seems as though something triggers something, and we go off into these crazy
New bike
news that comes out. And so there's an article that came out in the Gazette yesterday or 2 days ago, saying now that spring is finally here.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Are you
There's
guys
a
ready?
lot of build up.
Are you
I
ready?
feel like I'm going to blow a load.
Montreal is going, because you remember last year they had invested some money in making certain streets pedestrian just for the summer period. Well,
What
now
I was
they're
just
co-
talking
Every
about,
street is a pedestrian street if you're brave enough.
They're coming back with that,
Nice.
and they're making 10 streets
Which streets?
pedestrian only. And this is going to happen.
This
over
is
the course-
actual streets that cars drive on. They're saying, forget your car.
I will tell you the streets, and hope you guys don't fucking break something.
I'm feeling anxiety.
Shit. So here's
Park Avenue.
You can imagine? The carry. No. So the city of Montreal is going to be investing $12 million
give us the street
over the
names,
next
George.
Just
3
give us the-
years.
bro, you're too
to do
verbose.
this,
Yeah,
all
you
right?
are verbose. It's a good choice of words. I like that.
Here are the streets, ladies and
Oh my
gentlemen.
God, George. I'm going to fucking slap you.
Mont Royal.
Whatever.
What?
Oh
Mount
yeah,
Royal.
this was this
All of
happened
Mount
last
Royal?
year. Yeah.
Oh, wait, which part?
Mont
of it?
Royal, like all the way, Mont Royal, Park Avenue, Mont Royal, St. Catherine.
From Saint
Park
Laurent,
Avenue until
from Saint Laurent to Fulham.
Are you fucked?
Saint Laurent to Fulham. No one drives on that stretch of Mount Royal anyway.
Yeah, they do.
Sure they do.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
huge. It's
What are you
full.
talking
All the
about?
time. Yeah, what are you talking about?
I've been
Saint
through that.
Laurent.
There's
Oh,
all kinds of
no, shit. I was thinking eastbound. Fulham is right before. where
It is
Pine
east.
there.
It's going
Yeah.
Saint Laurent eastward.
This is
to
crazy.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
absurd.
That's absurd.
Saint Catherine from Saint Hubert to Papineau. That's really east, but still
Doesn't
I mean,
affect
Still,
Saint
doesn't really.
Catherine.
It's
Mind
going to
you-
cause a bit of a buildup.
Yeah,
That's
but
always
mine-
closed because of festivals, anyways.
No, not that far
the
down.
festivals are Saint
Yeah.
Urban, Saint Urban
Saint
to
Urban,
Saint
you're right,
Lawrence.
yeah.
But so think of Saint Catherine for a second.
Yeah.
It's closed between what is it downtown from
Blurry.
Park going west.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what street.
Yeah,
that's
from
Saint
Blurry.
Alexandre or
It's closed
not
from
closed. I
Blurry,
was just
which
there. I
turns
drove
into
on
Park Avenue.
It's not closed anymore. I drove on it.
No, during the
it's
summer.
fully
During the
pedestrian.
summer. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So
Where the Eaton Center is, like around there. it
No,
starts to
before the
close.
Eaton Center. Not the Eaton Center's further down. Where Music Plus used
where
to be.
Place the Quartier des Spectacles is right there.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, you mean further down, further west. Gotcha.
Ontario Street from P9 to Darling Street.
I mean, that will help the hookers.
Duluth.
They can walk in the street.
There's no more hookers down there.
Duluth.
No, eh?
I don't think
The
anyone
internet
is on. Like
took
this
over.
is acceptable. Duluth from Saint Lawrence to Saint Hubert. Like nobody really goes on Duluth.
Nobody
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
on
It's a
Duluth.
small
It's
little.
walking.
All right, here we go, guys. Saint Denis
What the
St.
fuck?
Dennis is
Oh,
not gonna
bro, they're
survive.
gonna ruin
Those
that whole
businesses.
from
section, bro.
Sherbrooke to Maisonneuve. Like
Bro, you're
downtown.
just gonna be stuck in traffic all day trying to go downtown. It's done.
From that's a block. Why do that? You're destroying an entire artery for a block of walking.
See, yeah.
Okay.
Again, Saint Catherine from Saint Lawrence to Blurry. So
So-
that,
I
that
told
we
you,
know that's
yeah.
from the
Stupid,
festival.
yeah.
Jean Talon Market. So
No, you can't close Jean Talon.
No, is it? It's from Place du Marché du Nord. So it's
Oh, it's
from
that side
yeah, it's
street.
Casgrain.
That's
Okay,
fine.
but not
to
Jean
Henri-
Talon.
No, that's fine. Okay.
Casgrain to
Just-
Henri Julien.
You know what it feels like? Do you
Okay.
remember Sim
That's
City?
fine. That's okay.
That's okay too.
Remember Sim City? It feels like Plante is just playing Sim City and she doesn't know how. It's like, block here, put terror here. Like she has no idea what the fuck's going on.
Here we go now, here we go.
It's Roller Coaster Tycoon. Remember, you would just build it, but it wouldn't go anywhere, so they could fly
Roller
off.
Coaster Tycoon, it's the same, but this because it's a city. Phil. My reference was because she's
My
actually
reference
talking
was
about a
that the
city.
track doesn't go anywhere and you just die.
But you could have said that with SimCity. You could do
No, I
all that.
couldn't
You
have.
could do it with the roads.
Couldn't
yeah.
have. Did you ever make ghosts in SimCity?
No,
You just block someone off, let them die, and then they would haunt the house?
that's The Sims.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
I got confused.
Poseidon, flip that table for me.
I'm gonna go to the league.
Next street, Bernard. From
Here?
No, Bernard, Ucherman.
Yeah, like we're
From Wiseman to Bloomfield. But that had closed. I think that had closed down last year and the year before too. I think
construction.
No, just they close it up. In front of Bill Bouquet and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
those very popular.
It's a very
little
dumb
cafes.
decision, but go on.
Yeah, but apparently very popular in Outremont because.
Yeah, but why do you need to walk in the street? The sidewalks are big enough. Just go to the fucking sidewalk. What is this obsession with walking in the street?
I don't. I can understand the point of view of it's nice, it's close, we can bring our kids, stroll, no danger. But you think of the driver, just a detour that driver has to do to get back on his route is just ridiculous.
Already, that place for most days in the summer is a minefield when you're driving because of the Hasidic Jews. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've driven there, you know exactly, especially at night. Hold on, am I wrong? Yeah. They won't just run into the street. Kids, adults, you know this.
Yep.
And then you're like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You're all dressed in black and you just jumped in front of me in the middle of the night, right? So already it's a minefield. Now you have to fucking navigate whether you're legitimately going to run people over because for some reason they took over the street. This is crazy. This is crazy.
And then the other street, and this is a street that I know very well, which is de Castelnau in Villeray, from Saint Denis to Gaspé. So that's also a very busy artery crossing Villeray.
100%.
So there you have it, guys. I don't know. I mean, the city of Montreal is obviously basing itself on people's reaction, and people, like I said, obviously like it. I mean, if you're living in Villeray and they're closing like 2 blocks or 3 blocks, and you can do whatever you want, bring your kids, I get it. You're enjoying it.
No, but hold on.
But you have to at some point consider the drivers, man.
No, okay. First of all, we don't have to close arteries for people to walk.
Yeah.
It's not like there's no sidewalks, bro.
Hold on.
And there's parks.
We have 2 people here
close
that
parks
each
in the
have 2
city.
kids. So you have children. Is this helping your life at all to go down there and
0.
walk with your kids? It's not helping.
No,
You?
because I'm not going to take my kids on the fucking metro. Get out of here.
You? To get there.
To get there.
Because the streets are blocked.
Yeah, how you
Oh,
gonna get
yeah. No, guys, I told you the story once. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember.
Uh-oh.
My wife, I'm trying to think if we...
My wife.
It was it was in 2019, I think, or 2020. In any case, my wife tells me, let's go shop downtown and then maybe eat or whatever. I'm like, ugh. It took a while for her to convince me. I'm like, you know what? Let's just go.
Yeah.
We drive downtown. I was going around in circles for a good 40 minutes. The kid fell asleep. We just kept driving.
Went back
home. That's it. Fuck that.
I've done similar things.
So
The thing with downtown.
I had a gig once on Crescent.
Yeah.
Maybe 40 minutes. Remember we couldn't find parking?
Yeah.
So what I did is I go, Poseidon's with me in the car. I go, look,
keep driving.
keep driving. I'm going to go do my gig and come pick me up.
The thing with I used to, I'm not so much anymore, but even now, I like being downtown. I love, especially like where,
like festival season. It's nice.
No, I
The
hate
boss,
that. I hate
the
that.
sadness,
I
the
hate
whoas.
that. Hate that. I hate being down when the festivals are happening. Too many fucking people. I never like that. What I like is being near where the Bay is, that area of downtown.
El Bayo.
Because it's old and it has like a New Yorky kind
You're
of
talking
vibe.
about Old Port. What bay? Oh, the bay.
The Bay.
Okay.
What?
I thought
We don't have a bay. It's,
I know.
it's a fucking
whatever.
river.
Yeah. Okay.
No, like that building, like there's a lot of stuff around there that's interesting visually. And I like that as you're walking, you get these like cool views up to the mountain. Like I like it. But you need to understand one thing. If you're going to go downtown right now, don't look for parking. Just go find a parking lot. Don't waste your time. If you go with that intention, you're fine.
Yeah.
I always park in Montreal Trust because it's cheap.
Look, I have a lot. I can't say them now because it's going to ruin it, but I have a lot of sneaker stuff. I'll give you some advice after this is over. But if I hear that you guys publicly gave away my secrets,
You're doing it right now.
there will be fire. No, you don't know my secrets. My secrets are awesome, dude.
Give us one secret.
I'm never going to give you a secret.
Just one.
No.
But you have so many. Just one for
No.
for the people listening. A little
Never.
gift.
You don't wanna give
never.
that to your
It's gonna
fans?
ruin- Never.
All right.
Never.
I know what you're gonna say,
And they
though.
understand why.
I already
Guys,
have an
I
idea of
tried,
what
guys. I tried.
I have
tried.
one very good sneak move that I pulled that I am actually shocked that more people don't think of.
This is a sneak move like for parking solutions
This
or
is a
for getting
sneak move
around?
for a parking solution that is exactly what you need and it's available. It's right there, and yet people don't really realize.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's
Tell me after.
I'll give you some advice. He knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I've come up
You
with
know
some.
what's the best?
The last couple of years, bro, I've come up with some fucking sneaky shit.
Downtown with our buddy Presvi, when he used to live here.
Oh, because
we
he
had
has the diplomatic
license
plates.
We used to
Just
park
anywhere.
Did you know
anywhere.
that? I didn't know until Phil
Yeah.
introduced me to President. There's places where only diplomats can park.
Yeah, downtown. Yeah.
How shitty is that?
Yeah, it's like a vignette just
Yeah.
for.
You know what's
zone.
hilarious though? If you park there as a non-diplomat and you get a ticket, you can contest it because technically you can park there.
What?
If you have not, so it's reserved for them, but you can't actually get a ticket for parking there if you don't have that plate. Like I've done it.
What?
Especially like on
Wait,
McGill
there's some-
College
okay,
Street.
something
there's-
doesn't make sense here. Hold on. If it's reserved specifically for diplomatic plates and
Yeah.
you're there and you don't have a
They'll give you
diplomatic
a
plate,
ticket.
how come?
I've never gotten one.
Okay, you got lucky because I park places.
because I've done it many times.
I park places where I'm not supposed to park. Like sometimes
Probably-
I'll park on
prob-
residential streets with you need their sticker number.
Yeah.
And he knows I've gone away with it 1,000 times.
Oh yeah, me too. But eventually you get one. That's what I'm saying. But
Probably
these-
they don't take time to run the
And they
plates.
are-
I think
even-
no, they're obvious. They're CC or CD.
Yeah.
You see them right away.
Yeah, it's true.
And even though they do have their own parking zones, they are required to comply with the local parking laws.
Outside of those zones, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also don't pay the fucking tickets. The embassies just write them off.
They don't care.
Well, write them off. That means that they pay them, and the embassy writes
the
it off.
diplomats themselves don't have to
Oh,
pay
obviously,
them,
yeah. That would be stupid. What's next on the news?
Yeah, let's talk about this.
That summer that he left me his car, I used to just park everywhere.
I wanna actually no. Let's because I want to come back to Quebec because it's so embarrassing. The Liberal Party, the huge mistake they made,
Bringing us
Anyway,
back to embarrassment.
But
Okay.
before we do that, let's just talk a little bit what came out in Ukraine. I think everyone knows.
I don't.
The images that came out of Bucha. Which
heard they
is
were
a-
fake.
Which is a suburb of Kiev.
Yeah.
It was occupied as soon as the Russian forces came in, and now that they've been quote unquote liberated again by the Ukrainian
They've
army.
been I have no idea what the hell's happening there.
Yeah, they pushed back, or the Russians say they left because
Yeah.
they're going to focus more of their activity on the eastern side of Ukraine. So
Which is what they said they were going to do in the fucking
in the
beginning.
first place. So the Ukrainian forces went in there, and the shit they found is absolutely disgusting. People with their hands tied behind their back, shot publicly. Massive graves where they killed people in them.
Was this the Chechens?
I don't know who it was, but
That sounds hardcore Chech.
they found
Does
hundreds.
sound Chechen.
Yeah, they found hundreds of people just dead on the street or in mass graves.
I heard that this was fake also too.
That's what Russia came out to claim, but I think it's the the Washington Journal that brought out satellite imagery from before the forces withdrew, where those bodies are.
Yeah,
there.
who brought it out?
Well, I mean, they looked at the satellite image.
Who looked at it though?
The Washington
Yeah,
Journal.
it's very important to
Okay, what did TMZ say about this?
Look,
hold on. What's it called? The place, the neighborhood.
Bucha.
I'm gonna look into it.
Why this
B-U-C-H-A?
neighborhood? Why this neighborhood in particular? Though?
Well, that's where it is. And now the question is: are we going to find similar stuff like that in other neighborhoods where the Russian forces have withdrawn from now?
I would
This is-
parry on yes.
This is ridiculous.
choice of
Obviously,
word.
the Ukrainian president is calling for genocide as well as certain other European.
He's calling for
leaders.
genocide.
Yeah.
Against who?
Who's calling for genocide? Sorry, I was researching
He,
this.
he
Said
said that
Zelensky's calling for genocide.
no, he said that it's genocide. He's
Oh, he's
calling
calling
it
it
genocide.
genocide.
Sorry.
Oh.
The Polish prime minister said that as well as the president of Spain.
Yeah.
Al Jazeera corroborating.
They were all there. The president of Spain was there too.
And
Seriously.
I'm sorry.
That's
about
fine.
that, guys.
professional.
That's fine. It sounded it was it wasn't like when Phil's phone rang. It was this was a real. You had a real ringer like an adult.
Well
Yeah.
played.
So they're obviously now investigating it. Russia says there's no way that we're committing genocide because we went in there specifically to avoid genocide from being perpetrated to the
Russia
Poles.
apparently called for the UN Security Council to open an investigation, and the UK blocked it.
And Russia,
suspicious.
Yeah.
investigation to what?
To this, because they go, we didn't kill anyone. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Well, that's the thing.
And they
So,
block-
yeah.
No, here's what I think. I think because they sent in the Chechens, anything is possible. I think they could have lopped heads off. However, I do reserve the benefit of the doubt. The more I learn about this, the more I don't trust any of these cocksuckers.
Yep.
Especially since we've been lied to repeatedly to go into war. The West, we love lying to our people. We love faking shit. So all I want is for them to leave completely. I understand the Lugatsk area and all that shit. Still, I want them to be the fuck out of there because I prefer having peace in the Middle East and in Europe. So that's my preference.
Look, if
However,
this-
I don't believe anything anyone is saying. All I believe is that people are getting displaced and dying. That's all I believe. You're ruining lives.
look,
That's all I care about.
Hopefully, you know, this is the only incident. I'm
And if it is
doubtful.
fake, if it is fake, I'm not for you faking shit. The only reason I'd be like, smart move, is because there are still a lot of countries that are like, a lot of this seems suspicious, so they're not taking sides, right? So the good thing about if this really is a false flag is he's trying his best to rally as many people as he can to get the Russians the fuck out of his country. So in that, I'll be like, good strategy, bro. But at the same time, I'm tired of governments lying to me. So I just want this to stop cold turkey
but the
so these
second
fucking
the
people can go back
Chechens
home.
come into
You
play,
know how many
I
people
don't
had to leave, bro? They took their dogs, their kids, their families, they had to go to fucking other. They turned into refugees.
if this is
There are people who
real,
had businesses, they were bothering no one, and now they're refugees.
If this is real, obviously it's disturbing, and I hope that they won't discover this sort of
More.
strategy
Yeah.
in other suburbs. I mean, this is still an open thing.
They might though, because they sent in the Chechens, bro. Those guys are fucking crazy.
So the President Zelensky yesterday, I think, spoke to the UN. I think.
Apparently, they were being shelled also for 33 days. That city, 33 days straight.
Yeah, I mean, look, like every
Who was
other-
shelling them?
The Russians,
Yeah.
apparently.
Holy
Well, look,
shit.
it's a war, right? So they're shelling everywhere.
I'm looking at images, bro.
Mariupol is over 90% destroyed. Like,
Yeah, it's
like
not
there's
really.
nothing.
a lot of Greeks there.
Of course, it's done. The Greek center is destroyed completely. There's
Hey,
nothing
let me ask you, how
left.
come we never got revenge? How come the prime minister never asked for revenge? Before the war started, remember the Ukrainian soldiers killed those Greek guys? And then the Ukraine came out and said, sorry, they were drunk? How come we never asked for revenge?
We're
How-
just going to rebuild that hospital, they said. Remember that?
Isn't that fucked up, though?
It was a hospital or school?
It was a maternity,
maternity
hospital.
ward,
Like
yeah.
The Ukraine soldiers, the Ukrainians that were drunk and shot their own citizens, the Greek
Yeah,
guys. How come we never asked for revenge? Anyways, I shouldn't ask these questions.
I don't remember this story.
Yeah, it was right. It was before the war started. I was like, wait, the Russians attacked us, and it's like, no, it was the Ukrainian soldiers. And then the excuse was they were drunk. What the fuck? Why
drunk?
would?
The
Why is
soldiers
that
or the guys who
acceptable?
died?
Soldiers were drunk.
The soldiers were
suspicious.
drunk.
It's suspicious.
How the fuck is that an excuse that they were drunk? That's crazy.
I don't know. First time I hear that. But anyway.
First time you hear
Well,
that, you
I
better
heard
get into
hints
it, George. Come on, if you're gonna give us the news, you got to be into all the news,
But
bro.
in any case, back to this, because this is much more serious. Obviously, there's an investigation that is opening
Check for
up
that.
now.
Bring that up in Mariupol.
There's,
The Ukrainian
uh,
soldiers drunk Greeks. Bring that up.
There's a bunch of world leaders now that are calling for the UN to bar Russia from the organization. I'm not so sure how that's going to happen and how that's going to work. A lot of world leaders are calling Russia to be ejected from even the G20. So
Let's further alienate them. That seems
Yeah,
like a good
this will
plan.
work. It worked well with North Korea. They're fine now.
So there's more sanctions coming up. The U.S. announced they're going to be made public this week, so we're going to see what that is. But I saw images, guys, and it's really, really shocking. I mean, how can you mistake an old man walking with a cane? And even if you
For a
thought,
goblin.
but even if you thought he was a soldier, you probably saw him face first when you tied his hands behind his back.
What if they thought he was a warlock?
The about what you said in
up a good point.
Mariupol, apparently Ukrainian soldiers stopped them and threatened them, and then Russian soldiers and tanks were trying to calm them down.
No. This was before the war
Who
even
uses
started, bro.
tanks to calm someone
Yeah,
down?
this was even before the war
No, they
started.
just happened to be in tanks.
No, you think? No, bro. But first of all, the Russians weren't. This was before the war popped off.
You get into an argument
This
with
was like
your
a week
wife,
before
you're
the
like, Listen,
war.
you need to calm down. Let me get the
You
tank."
got to go really back in the search, bro,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of everything happening the last
Yeah,
month.
good luck.
Mariupol,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of stuff that's going to come
Type
out.
in Greek Ukrainian soldiers drunk. Just type in that.
And so there's a lot of
Fucking
debate.
Rosopodi, yeah?
So there's a
Drinking
lot
out of a
of
storm.
Drinking, yeah.
so there's a lot of debate now on whether or not this constitutes a genocide. So obviously, the
Not enough,
international
not
community.
enough deaths to
No, hold on.
constitute
I
genocide.
found it.
You found finally. If it is happening the way they say it's happening, like the Russians just slaughtering everyone, that is genocide.
I saw images, people with their hands tied behind their
That
backs.
is genocide, but you're just slaughtering everyone.
In the
That's
middle of the
genocide.
street. It
It
feels
is.
like they just walked into the city and whoever was out, they were just killing.
Yeah.
I've been looking at images right now. It's pretty fucking gruesome, but it is suspicious that
It's
the
also-
UK blocked the investigation.
Yes, that's
The
suspicious.
UK,
too.
look, I'm going to assume now because what I've read is that as soon as this happened, Russia came out and said, no. We're not committing genocide. We're here to protect our Russia phones from being killed from the Ukrainians.
And then they said,
so maybe
please
that's the investigation.
No, they said investigate. They said we didn't do that. They said investigate it, and then they blocked.
Russia came out immediately and said this is all fake. This is
Yeah.
all staged. Blah
Yeah,
blah blah.
that's what I saw.
From the reports that I'm reading, it seems to be real.
Okay, so then why block an investigation? How are they reporting that it's real if no one's investigating
But
it?
the investigation you're saying is from Russia. But
No, they're not saying let us investigate. They asked the UN.
Yeah, to
you guys
investigate-
investigate what they're saying. They go, it's not
no,
real.
see, what I'm saying is that I think Russia countered whatever's happening now with their own request.
That's not what he said.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
what I'm
Guys, just by the way,
suspecting.
all the headlines that I'm finding is saying the UN Security Council is calling for an independent investigation.
Let's
into
do it.
Bucha. But you're saying that the UN is blocking, the UK is blocking it.
Yeah, that's what they said.
A Russian investigation. So what I'm assuming is that probably Russia.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's not loaded. Sorry. UK flagrantly violated UN Security Council procedure regarding Bucha situation. London shows clearly what does the so-called New World Order look like. What site is this?
Yo.
Little Schnotsky?
Yeah, go. You need a towel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it gone?
Oh, that's disgusting. Go clean your hands, bro. Come on, that's disgusting, bro. No, it was a huge mix-up, bro.
Yeah?
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah,
You
got
pulled
it
up
from
a CZ.
Oh no, you grabbed
You
the
got that door handle too, bro. God damn it.
No, bro.
God damn.
At
Now I have two of yous.
At least I always use napkins.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so yeah, I don't look. This is ongoing. Obviously, we'll see what happens. Again, just to end on this, I'm praying that this is just the last of it, and we don't discover stuff like this in other.
I don't know, bro.
little
It
cities.
seems
But
like
it's
we might,
doubtful,
bro.
But it's doubtful because why would it only happen in one suburb
that-
outside of Kiev? Like it would
They were
appear-
very annoying.
You know
No,
what I mean?
it's this is very.
So-
this
and-
is
and
why
and this is why it's sad to even
we cannot have wars because this is what's gonna happen in wars.
yeah.
And by the way, the whole thing of if at the top they say don't, none of that matters. You know, you guys, when soldiers are they do heinous shit, even if it's not sanctioned. So you remember even the American soldiers when they were in Iraq, right? Remember those videos of them torturing people or fucking shooting citizens, just fucking around with citizens playing games, throwing dogs off cliffs and killing them?
Oh, I saw that.
All
I
that shit,
saw,
none of that shit was sanctioned. It's just you're there. There are a bunch of testosterone-driven dudes far from home, fucking around. Some of them are crazy. So you in a war, this shit's gonna happen. That's why the goal should always be to avoid fucking wars, because all these people that let's say this is 100% real. What we see, they got their hands tied behind their back. They got killed. Old young people. Who does it help? How, you just ended so many lives for absolutely nothing.
In massive graves. Look, yes, there's a sad reality in war that there's collateral damage and a lot of innocent civilians die, unfortunately. But this seems to be specific. Like, it's not collateral damage when you find hundreds of bodies
Tied
in a
up.
ditch.
Yeah, and tied up.
You understand what I'm
especially.
saying?
Yeah.
Or in the middle of a street.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we made a you hear all the time. Oh, we made a mistake. We thought it was a soldier. Dude, the hands are tied behind the back.
Yeah, this is.
What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
You clearly shot this person after you tied his
Yeah,
hands.
this is why I'm saying though we have to do our
And
best to avoid wars,
there's
bro.
reports that women had been raped in front of their children and kids died,
bro,
and it's disgusting.
I've heard that in many wars. I don't think that that's a lie. That shit happened. That's what I'm telling you. It's savage. You have to do everything in your power to. It's 2022. Okay, I know we haven't evolved as much as we should. We haven't evolved as much as our technology has. People get mad. Oh, my land. I gotta take it over. You have to think about the consequences, dude. It's the savage. We resort back to barbaric times every time there's a war. And you can't avoid it. You can't.
don't, bro, it's
you could.
disturbing.
You
It's
could say.
disturbing.
You could say we're going into liberator. You can't because you can't control every fucking soldier. And some of these people are fucking crazy. Some people are not there because like shit. My government asked me. Some people are like fuck. I can't wait to go to war. And all these atrocious things are gonna happen in a war. That's why you have to avoid war at all fucking costs, bro. This should be a thing of the past. War should be a thing that we're ashamed about that we used to do. But instead, it's always on the fucking table.
There's calls obviously now for Putin to be tried for war crimes.
Bro, they should all be tried.
so the
Bush should have been
international-
tried for war crimes. It doesn't matter. I
So-
don't care. These people are not coming back. That's what people don't understand. These are fake. These are fake things in the news. These people, all the people that get killed, are not coming back. Bush destroyed half the fucking Middle East. He's finger painting and people are clapping for him. He's going on Jimmy Kimmel. All this shit's bullshit.
Yeah. It's sad, bro. It's sad to look at. That.
Let's jump into federal politics for a second before we come back provincial, and I'll talk about how embarrassing the Liberal Party has been here.
He's so mad.
It's so fucking retarded.
You're more mad about how the liberals embarrass themselves than you are about the Ukrainian.
No, I'm not. Look, there's nothing for us to do, and obviously, I mean, you know, it's anyway. There's a federal budget being tabled this week in Ottawa, and there's a few things that have leaked or that the media has gotten their hands on, and it appears that there's an additional $12 billion that the government is going to have that they hadn't calculated last year, obviously because of the inflation. And for those who are curious, I'm not an economist, I'm not a specialist, but I can assume that if the inflation is higher than the
How
cost,
much?
$12 billion.
How much?
12 billion.
12. They found.
No, they haven't found. There's going to be an additional $12 billion extra from the calculations that were made last year.
But where are we getting that 12 billion from?
Well, everything costs more, right? So from
No. But where's the 12 billion? Oh, you're saying they have to find 12 billion to pay for the shit?
No. There's $12 billion additional in revenue at the federal government.
Additional. So they made an extra 12 billion.
Yes. Am I not? Is it not clear?
It is.
it's
No. I'll
clear.
tell you
It's
why
just
it's unclear.
how does that
Because
fucking happen?
the federal government doesn't produce anything. So if they made an additional 12 billion, do you mean they
from
got it
us.
from taxes?
Yeah. I mean, you're
So hold on a second, bro. So at a time when everyone's starving, they're hungry, instead of alleviating some of the taxes,
guys, for the last year or at least 6, 7, 8 months now, you've been spending more money than you used to 2 years ago.
Of course.
Everything. Okay, so there you go.
but
So
why? But I'm just saying, if
Oh,
they
no,
were
wait,
able,
hold on. Think about what he's saying.
Yeah.
If the tax rate doesn't change, but the
You
price,
spend more?
you spend more taxes.
but this is why I liked what the conservatives were offering when they said we're going to alleviate some of the taxes because you guys are spending more anyway, and then fuck you guys, this and that. So now hold on, why don't they give something back to us?
Okay, so here's the point. Okay,
Yeah.
so okay,
Let's
good.
go.
Told you, me. I didn't say anything.
This is where I wanted to get. So, the information that is out is that the budget will present an additional $12 billion in
revenue.
So obviously, it's more than what was predicted in the last budget. And obviously, most of this is caused because of a rising inflation. The question now is the government going to spend that extra money in either reducing its deficit or the debt, or is it going, because of the agreement that they have now with the NDP, going to dish that money in more expenses, in more spending?
I have a guess.
So obviously it will be more spending, because don't forget that the alliance that was made between the Liberals and the NDP, we're talking about Medicare now, pharmacare, and all these additional things that they have to give to the NDP. So that's what's probably going to happen. And people are on the edge. They're thinking, shit, the deficit right now, let me just go back here for a second. I'll give you the exact number. So, yeah, it was predicted last budget that the deficit would be $144 billion. This is a deficit, not the debt. $144 billion deficit. That's going to be down to 120. Not that it's any better, but because of this additional revenue, the deficit is going to decrease by a bit. But still,
fucking mess.
$120 billion deficit. This is ridiculous.
You're telling me? I told you this guy's useless.
So, and of course,
How are we gonna come back from this?
I don't know if it's even possible.
We're
but in
gonna
any
pack
case,
up our bags and move to Florida
So,
like all the
human.
smart
In any case,
Quebecers do.
The problem, and there's many problems with this liberal government at the federal level, but they still haven't been able to project a return to zero deficit. Let me remind you all that in 2015, when Justin Trudeau came out and said that we're going to be spending, so we're going to go into a mild deficit for 3 years, and
Mild.
the fourth year in 2019, we're balancing our books. That was the only time that Justin Trudeau
Actually, I
ever
believe
spoke
I'm
of
going to
balance.
quote him directly. He said the budget will balance itself.
Yeah, that was before he was elected, though. That was while he was in opposition.
Economy.
But when he was elected in 2015, and he announced that the government is going to go into spending, he said that in 2019 the books are going back to zero deficit. That was the only time that Justin Trudeau ever spoke of balanced books. Ever since then, it seems as though that phrase has disappeared from the language used at the Liberal Party of Canada. So this time around again, and I think the journalists are using that as a joke now.
We're like a fat lady at a buffet. We ain't balancing shit.
No, but it's it's a running gag now. The journalists every single year when the Liberals talk about budgets, they're asking the questions. When are we balancing the books? It seems to be a running gag because they're testing
never gonna
every
happen.
single
it's
MP
not.
to see when, and nobody's giving an answer. I feel like it's in those lines that they distribute to their MPs before
We'll
in
talk
the
about the
morning.
budget. If they ask you about the budget, tell them how people kind needs us.
Don't mention
Maybe
Yeah.
your kids,
Don't
maybe your
mention-
kids' great grandkids might see a zero.
The only way this look, I'm not a fucking economist, but the only way I see this budget ever balancing again is because society ends. Like we're there. We're gonna go through a massive societal collapse.
This is what I say. I say we go back and we restart. We go. This is new Canada. Old Canada owed that money.
God damn,
This
we
is
got
new
no
Canada.
debt.
Yeah.
No, I mean
It's Canada with a K.
Look, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's,
Canada with a K.
It's not.
It's
impo-
Canada.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's not impossible.
Amazing.
The sad part is, however, if this is to ever happen, to balance the books, and again, I'm not a professional, I'm not an economist, but there has to be a structured plan put ahead for, 10 or 15 years, which would have to, for the
Can you
government.
imagine Justin comes out tomorrow, he's like, guys, I heard what George was saying on the podcast, and he's right.
He's absolutely right.
Here's my 15-year plan. 2022, this is where we're at. And he picks, maybe not 10 year, but he's like, by 2032, the books will balance themselves. And you're like, wait, what? He's like, see, it's in the platform now. Well, how are you doing this, guys? They're books.
And no,
They
he's
balance
like,
themselves.
Churo's gonna come out. He's gonna be wearing a large turban, also just for effect. And he's gonna be like, listen, I've been studying what to do with these books. I've been reading a lot of
I know where
history.
this is going.
I've been reading a lot of history, and I say we take the Islamic route. We're gonna burn them.
Yeah.
We're just gonna burn them, guys. And it seemed to work in the fast.
That's so funny. No, so here's the
Maybe
sad.
if we put so much debt on one side of the scale, Canada, hear me out, Canada.
Yeah.
It'll just flip over to the other side.
Yeah.
And it'll become revenue.
Yeah, we're gonna launch this
Science.
side into fucking space, bro.
Trust the science, guys. Trust the science.
No, but see the sad part, and again,
Without words.
I'm saying it, and I'm underlying it that I'm not an expert here, but the sad thing is that anyone that wants to balance the books, it's not impossible. There has to be a very strict plan put in place. However, that plan isn't going to bring back better times because it's gonna be
Let the good times roll.
it's going to be very stringent on the economy. So it's going to be like, look, we got to hold back money. We're going to have to kind of like Couillard did.
You're talking about like austerity.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that word.
I'm
but
already
essentially-
living under austerity, bro.
I find
What the
it's-
fuck?
I feel my existence is quite austere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the thing.
Why do you like my jokes, George? You only like when my mixes fall out, huh? You fuck.
So that's what's happening. Budget. It's gonna drop by the end of this week. So
Allergies,
hopefully
bro.
Friday we'll have more information on that.
Why are you all red?
Within the budget, though, because
You saw the images of Mario Boy. Fucked with him.
yeah, because there's a budget coming this week. There's a lot of pressure to get the government to commit to investing more on defense for the northern part of Canada.
The
Justin
northern, who's what?
the Arctic.
You mean defend them from dying by bringing them clean
To
water?
invest more in defense. So
Defense from who? Who's fighting? Are we fighting aliens up there? What's
no, this is because of Russia. Everyone's afraid now about Russia.
We're
And,
Russia's out west from us, not up north.
it's actually north.
I mean,
No, it's to the west of us.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, hey, it is to the west of us. Yeah.
Well, depends. No, not really west.
Russia- Russia's
It
also
only
to-
depends if your compass is broken.
What are you talking about? Russia's also to the east of us. Technically.
No, no,
They're
they're
around
to
south of us.
No, they're to the west of us, bro.
No, we have.
They're
continent-
closer
they-
west than they are
Yeah,
east.
what are you- what are you talking about?
West? Why are you saying
Yeah.
west?
Because they're right next to Alaska.
It's right above
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
Oh wait, west. Yeah, fuck, I got confused.
Yeah, well, I don't understand
What
why
did you
this is,
think I
you know,
said?
Go-
look, that's Montreal.
Yeah, go north.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have
Look,
borders.
this is west.
We have
They have
water
any
borders.
This is west.
It's right.
This is north, bro.
Exactly.
The Yukon and shit. That's not where Russia is.
But they don't
That's
have
not.
any
That's
major.
not where Yukon is. Just it's right above us. Look at that.
That's not right above us.
Like, we have
That's because you're
continental-
flipping the globe and you're saying it's right above. It's to the west. The way we calculate stuff, it's to the west.
Northwestern.
No, the-
in the northwest, mostly north, we have water borders with Russia. That's that whole thing with the Arctic Passage that we've been
No,
fighting
it's the
over.
U.S. that has
Yeah.
water.
We do
borders.
too.
No, we don't.
We do too.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Poseidon?
Well, that's the controversy, and we spoke about that on Friday.
It's Alaska because they share waters with Alaska, but they don't.
In any case, whatever. So that's
You're
what's
talking about
happening.
the Northwestern Passage.
So that's what's happening now, and
The passage of Juan de Fuca. Ioannis Foucault.
I'm just saying that's crazy. Why are we fucking sending stuff to fucking the North fucking Pole when that's not where they are? It doesn't make any sense.
well, northwest of. So yeah, it would have to be Yukon Northwest Territories, basically, that we would have to sort of defend. But in any case, this is a topic that
These
has.
are the contested waters right there. North
see.
of
Oh, we
Canada.
actually contest.
We have contested waters. It's not clear whose they are.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we share borders there with the U.S., Greenland, Denmark.
Denmark.
Denmark's
Greenland.
like,
Turn the phone around.
I think Greenland,
are you
Denmark
talking
is
about
its
the
own country.
Well, why is Greenland talking shit? Yeah.
Because Greenland.
Yeah, exactly. So look,
Are you talking about
so
the
look,
Northwestern Passage?
this
Stop
is this
saying
is
Northwest Passage because
No,
you're from
no, no.
America.
So this is Alaska, right? This out
That's
west.
Alaska, yeah.
Alaska's to the west of Canada. It's Western Canada.
Yeah, but look where the line is. We're talking. Yeah, okay.
It
It's
should
northwest.
be Western Canada,
Okay.
but it's
Anyways.
not.
So,
Because it had oil
so
and it
okay,
got free.
for everyone wondering, it's Yukon and and the western part of the west.
Are we
Northwest
are we
territories.
making sure that the Russians don't come in and steal all our delicious snow?
Anyway, so this is actually a topic that has been widely spoken about in the leadership race of the Conservative Party of Canada. A lot of the candidates are like Jean Charest and even Poilievre saying that Canada needs to invest more in our defense. We've neglected it for decades.
Well, no, we're right on schedule because what's her name came out and said, Jolie, we're a little country with a little army and we're happy that way.
Yeah, didn't you say that? Jesus Christ. Okay, so I say we go hockey style. The best defense is a good offense. Let's just start blowing shit up.
Just drop a nuke in the Arctic Ocean. Because,
Bro, what are we
don't
going to
have
defend
nuclear
against? I don't understand. This is Canada. If we want to put in some military there to watch, that's fine. But legitimately spending more taxpayer money on what? It's going to be useless. On which army? The Chinese army that could walk in or the Russian army?
Well, we can make a lot of money, on tariffs for using that passage.
That's not, but they're talking about two different
And
things.
it's
He's
not-
talking about
the
actual
Arctic
military
Ocean
defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
military defense. And it doesn't necessarily mean let's get military personnel up there, but maybe to invest money in getting the infrastructure in place. In order, you need to transport stuff.
Well, there's a lot of
like
natural
clean water.
resources.
One of
There's a lot of natural resources too. if
like
I'm not
landing
mistaken.
strips and
Yeah, that's why they want to free it.
That's
because
impossible, though.
natural
I know from
resources.
all the natives that live there. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, clean water can't get there.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Even the snow, if you melt it and distill it, still dirty.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah,
The natives will tell you.
ridiculous.
it's crazy that they don't have fun.
Oh, that's actually Blanker's made a good argument.
What?
Because the same people that are saying that the Ukrainians are defeating the Russians are scared the Russians are going to invade Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Red
They're
Dawn.
mixing up their fake news. That doesn't make sense because your other fake article. Ah!
It's not about who's winning or losing. It's about the fact
How you're
that-
playing the game.
No, it's about the fact that Russia just unilaterally.
Bro, you don't work for them. You
decided-
don't have to defend them, bro.
No,
You don't
no.
work for these magazines. Don't worry.
Anyway, okay, let's come back to the province of Quebec.
Yeah. Oh wait. So hold on. So how much is that? So they're officially saying we got to send soldiers.
No, not soldiers. We're talking.
Well, how are we going to defend?
Trans soldiers.
We're going to put a big scarecrow. We're going to put a scare Russian up there. It doesn't make any
It's not
sense.
necessarily about defending.
Yeah,
it's
that's
about
right, scare
investing in the Arctic.
Well, you just said defending. This is the first time you say investing in the Arctic.
for military purposes, which obviously
George, your narrative
means-
is coming apart.
Yeah, you're the one who used the words defending.
I
It
don't know
wasn't
if
me.
your narrative is bullshit or if you just haven't done the research. I think
You're
it's
the one who
latter.
said defending. I didn't make it up.
It may be the wrong research,
The-
depending
the-
on where you got.
How does
your-
it make
to
you feel when they
potentially-
call you a shill?
to potentially defend the Arctic, obviously. So you have investments that are.
Defend the penguins, bro. There's no penguins up there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, there are.
George, change stories.
no, they're in the south.
Yeah, the penguins. Yeah.
In Patagonia.
Oh yeah, it's true. They're in the
In
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Where the aliens are
Yeah, it's true.
and the Nazis.
That's suspicious.
Yeah.
Okay,
A
guys.
weird bird that doesn't fly.
Ice Nazis.
Let's get to the stupidity here in the province of Quebec.
All right, let's
Let
do it.
me set up the story because we did speak about it a couple weeks ago where there's a contested bill being discussed in Parliament. It's Bill 96, and that's to beef up Bill 101.
Very meaty.
And within that bill, came all this controversy around imposing English language at the CEGEP level. We saw the government of Quebec pulling back over $100 million of investment to expand Dawson College, which frustrated the Anglophone community.
Yeah, the liberals not taking a fucking real position.
Hear me out now.
Hear me out, son.
Listen to this. So last spring, when this bill was tabled, the liberals, the CAC had said that we're going to impose that students in CEGEP, English CEGEPs, would need to have 3 French courses completed in order to get their diploma. So that was already controversial to begin with, but the CAC exempted the English students that had the right to study in English.
What's that
right?
document that?
Yeah. So
I
let's say,
have.
for
Do you
example,
have it?
no, of course
Do you
not.
have it?
No,
huh?
no. He's born
That-
here.
you weren't
He's
allowed to go to English
No, he's
school,
a
right?
Bill 101 kid.
I'm a Bill 101 kid. I went to English
Well,
school.
yeah. So you, for example, would be exempted.
Suck a dick.
Okay. Now,
I'm just
so
a bill.
that was the proposition that the CAC made in their one of the articles in the bill. Now, the Liberal Party across the floor thought, we're gonna table an amendment to that article to include even the kids that have the English students that have that amendment, right? To impose this law even on them. So even those Anglo students that have the right to study in English would have to have 3 courses. And there's an article that comes out in the Journal de Montréal or in the Gazette. Sorry, this
They're
yesterday.
passionate about this.
Because look how stupid this
I
is.
know.
All right. So I have to set the story because people have to understand how ridiculous this is. So normally, a party coming up with a proposition would normally, in the past, have spoken with professionals in the field, probably the directors of the English CEGEPs. What do you guys think?
But they're all not professionals,
have
sir.
a
They're a bunch of
discussion-
amateurs.
Have a discussion before they make any political decision. Of course, they didn't. The English CEGEPs all came out to confront the Liberal Party and say, what the hell are you guys talking about here? You cannot do this. First of all, the kids that haven't gone to French school for 11 years, by the time they finish CEGEP, maybe they have what it takes to communicate on a professional level and get through society, but they don't have the knowledge to pass
They have to
the-
create
the
a
French
new
language.
level. What kind of level of
So
French
this
does he
is-
have?
this is
Mike
ex-
Patterson level.
So this is extremely this is extremely discriminatory, and the Liberal Party now having realized that shit, we made a mistake. We did not consult with them. We just tabled this amendment. The amendment was approved by all colleagues in the House, and now it's part of the bill that is being discussed. Are asking this week for the colleagues in the National Assembly to remove
We need to leave.
that
fucking
amendment that the
we
Liberal
just need
Party
to
made.
leave. If it's not the fucking inflation
So-
and the forced taxation, is just
So think about
nonsense.
this. I make a bill, and there's an article inside saying that English students will have to take French courses. You come to me and say, you know what? We'll take this article, and we're going to even beef
verify it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to beef that up and get rid of the exemption you have on the
Even people that can't speak French, we're gonna make them
You know what I mean?
speak French.
And
I got
then
you.
what happens once the people on the ground, the professionals, come to you and tell you,
That's a bad
what
idea.
the hell are you talking about? This cannot happen.
Doesn't make any sense.
You come out and say, "Excuse me, guys, we made a mistake. Can we withdraw our amendment?" And
That's
now,
hilarious.
the parties in the National Assembly are like, "Hey, Mrs. Anglade and Liberal Party of Quebec, fuck off.
That's kinda
Deal
funny.
with it."
That's like
That's kinda
shooting
funny.
someone
Do
and saying,
that.
"Oh, my bad. Let me
You
take the bullet out."
wanted to play the nationalist card and get votes in the francophone electorate, and you saw that failed, and that the
Enjoy.
Anglo community is against you, and you know now that you're going to be restricted on the island of Montreal come in October. You realize, shit, we need those votes. Let's go back on, and it's fucking.
I will say
chaos.
one thing. I understand this is very bad for actual citizens that it's going to fuck up their ability to graduate. However, hilarious. Hilarious politically. Hilarious politically.
And
I
it's
was
funny.
listening to Anglade being interviewed because sometimes I like to hurt myself. So I listen to CJAD sometimes.
jeez.
I like to get angry. I listen to Aaron Rand.
Her name is Anglad, but when she speaks, no one's glad. No one.
Yeah. What? Yeah. What?
So Aaron Rand prefaces her coming onto the call by saying how the Liberals have fucked up royally and they've never taken a real position to support
You called?
the Anglo. No, I was listening. She called in.
Oh, okay.
And before she even says hello, thank you for having me, she's like, hey, let me just correct what you're saying because we did take a position, and she starts.
It was
explaining
the
herself,
wrong one.
and he cuts her off and he goes, "Yeah, you never did that. You're just saying you did that now, but that's not what happened." And I was like, look at CJD asking fucking real questions all of a sudden.
Aaron
That
Rand-
doesn't sound like a question.
Aaron Rand is not bad on CG.
No, he
He's
is.
very
He's an
bad.
idiot.
He's very bad.
He's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
He's an inflammatory fucking.
Yes,
shill.
inflammatory. Yeah, he's a shill. Yeah.
He's like fucking gluten.
But I will give him one benefit of the doubt. That was it. That was his job. That's what he was doing for. What do you want the guy to be homeless? Like that was his thing. He found his niche. He
Yeah, no, he's good at his
yeah.
niche. He's great at his niche. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. He's good at riling up the 55-year-old Anglo people
Yeah,
who
yeah.
paint weird Greek flags on their West Island
Yeah,
garage
yeah.
doors. Great at that.
They're all against us.
I
You
am
know.
a victim.
I remember that. I take
Remember
back.
that?
I take
That
back
was
what I
fucking-
said.
Was
I
that
take-
Bay? Was
Yeah,
that
you remember?
Jim?
I take back what I said.
Eh?
Was that Jim who did that?
Who?
The mayor of now West Island who had painted his garage door.
No, of course
That
not.
wasn't him,
No,
man.
you're crazy. No.
He's a good dude.
He's an amazing guy.
I have no problem with the painting of the doors. I
So-
just think it's ridiculous
But
and
here,
it made
but
headlines.
here, guys, just for those following or watching, here's how
And
disgusting.
if you're not following, you should be following.
Yeah, this is how ridiculous politics can get sometimes. You make a
Sometimes.
mistake. You do something without proper consultation.
And you don't think about what you're
You
doing.
come out and say, hey, no, we want to withdraw it. Already you look ridiculous. And then in addition to that, you're blaming the government for not recognizing that, hey, when mistakes happen, we have to address them and you got to take action. That's what we're doing. And the CAC is blocking us. What the fuck are you talking about?
Bro, all this feels like an episode of Parks and Rec, bro. Like all
You
this
put
shit
this
that's
poll
happening.
on YouTube.
I put on.
This is amazing.
Who's winning? Pick a thing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah.
What's the
He has
poll?
a poll. It just popped up. It says best revenge for Chris Rock. Bang Jada,
I saw that.
ignore Will Smith and live well, or bang Jaden. And bang Jaden is killing it right now.
60% of the vote.
60% of people would bang Jaden.
No, that's the best revenge. But you know what? I could solve a lot of political problems because a lot of this shit gets passed and goes through and people accept it because of sugarcoating. You know that, right? They get these. How about if we would make a law where politicians have to speak for themselves? There are no writers, there are no speechwriters. So you would have things, for example, like let's say, like, look, we really need a gay pride parade, right? Then you would have a politician who goes out with no writers to be like, these homosexuals want to walk, and it's like, ooh, this isn't going well. Like, just have that. Yeah. Just have these morons speak for themselves. Nobody writes the
no
speech.
script writers.
No script writer. It's whatever comes out of their dumb fucking skulls, and then we'll know who we really want to vote
That's when
for.
I start watching CPAC.
Yeah.
Like every day.
Yeah, because homosexuals want to walk. I'm like, This isn't. You're not getting reelected.
And why shouldn't they walk? They've always been a
Yeah.
fucking proud
I don't know.
people.
I don't know why. I think it's exercise related. Probably they're not getting enough exercise. I don't know the details.
Maybe they got
We're gonna
lower-
block a
lower
couple of
back
streaks,
pain.
paint some fucking rainbows down there. Like, yeah, this guy's not getting
walk,
reelected.
gays, you
Look,
walk.
Yeah. He's not getting reelected.
I mean, it's obviously disappointing, and I'll tell you guys from the inside because obviously I'm still involved in the Liberal Party, and I've been attempting to get.
Excuse me?
I've been attempting to
You
work.
allowing
with,
this?
I've been attempting to work with them and to get
who?
more
We've been
youngsters.
infiltrated
With who?
by the Liberal Party. We've been infiltrated.
He was already in the Liberal Party.
He's still in the Liberal Party, working with them. He just said.
the Greek Independence Day parade. Yeah, it's Greeks want to block out the celebrate. I think they won a war. I didn't even know they were at war. I think they won some kind of a war. So we'll block some streets off.
But I do like shawarma, so I'm inclined to allow it.
Yeah, just random shit. Yeah.
No, but there's a lot of disappointment in the last couple of years because, and again, just to get back to what I was saying, involved. I'm not involved. I mean, I wanted to help them
Heavily involved.
recruit younger members to run for office that are part of the ethnic and community groups because I think they need to have representation in the parliament. I think anyone.
Sound like a warlord.
No.
I should run.
And
You should. It's good for your health.
I go fuck yourself. You know what I meant, you bastard.
but they feel like they're being ignored by the party that has historically represented, quote unquote, these communities. And it's not
But
only
it
the Anglo
never
community.
did. It only presented itself as such.
No, at some point they did, but I feel like in the last maybe 5 to
George.
10 years, they've completely ignored them and they've been taking these
One
communities
day,
for granted
George,
because
one day you're gonna fucking wake up in the morning. You're gonna look at yourself in the mirror and be like, "What fucking evil have I brought upon my world?"
No, guys.
That's what you're doing right now.
No.
Why are you trying to fucking recruit people into the Liberal Party from our community? Stop that shit.
You haven't tried to.
Why
recruit
would you
me.
do that?
because I think it's good that these communities are represented. It's not only about the Greek
What
community.
communities?
Ethnic communities.
Anglos, Greeks, Jews.
Did you say Anglos?
Anglos.
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 No, I just mean
Why
like
didn't you try and
what-
recruit me, George?
like
Wait, well, these aren't ethnic communities.
change from the outside. That's where we're at now. Change from the outside, not from within. That doesn't fly
I
anymore.
think there needs to be more representation.
Wait, what? It's changed from the within, not from
It's
the
not
outside.
working because everyone who goes in gets indoctrinated. Look
Oh,
at
yeah,
George.
he is indoctrinated.
He's still fighting his way out.
There's no indoctrination. This is the reality. We need to have more
Says someone
representation.
who's been indoctrinated.
But no, but
George.
you
there
keep
needs
saying
to be
that.
a more representative.
We keep saying that because
parliament.
it's a simple thing to say. We say we need more representation. We get representation. The representation sucks. Why? Because whoever we have representing in there just turns into them. They're not
once they
representing
get
their own
80K a
interests.
year, they represent their own interests.
They
Here's the
represent
thing.
the interests
I
of
would-
the party.
I would agree with you if the person that you elect is
Yeah.
there and actually speaks on your behalf and defends you. But that's
But
not
it never happens.
But that's not happening.
It still
Exactly.
doesn't. But
it's a whole
even
different problem that
Yeah.
needs to be solved first.
So
no?
you guys, and I mean politicians in every party,
No, because-
you guys have to stop poisoning and indoctrinating all the people that come in. You have to let people come in with fresh ideas, ethnic ideas, and let the parties evolve. What happens now is you go in, you grab ethnics. You're like, look, there's a Pakistani guy. Let's bring him in the party to represent Pakistanis. And then he comes in, and you're like, yeah, all your Pakistani shit, don't talk about that. These are the talking points that we have here. So then it doesn't matter. You
But
you
bubble
just
your
put
head
a
when you talk
you
about
just
them.
put a different face behind the same fucking. It's a
but-
different mask.
It's marketing.
Yeah,
it's
like-
marketing.
yeah, there you
Well,
go.
no, we're saying sort of the same thing. What I'm
It's
saying
actually kind of racist.
Yeah, it's very racist.
Yeah, it's very racist.
It's super racist.
what
That's
I'm
why I'm
saying-
against
what
it.
I
I'm
know what
saying-
George is saying. What
what-
George is saying is not racist.
No, George is not a
No, no,
racist.
What I'm saying is that for a very long time, especially and I'm saying the Liberal Party because the truth of the matter is that the ethnic votes and the ethnic and minority votes have traditionally voted for the Liberal Party because of their federalism.
Okay.
All right, and that's true, and it's factual, and it's representative.
But it's not what you were talking about.
It's representative of the
okay.
numbers, and the Liberal Party has forever taken advantage of these votes to the point where now they don't give a shit, and I'm guilty
Exactly.
of it. I've organized elections and I've had electoral lists where I said Greeks point them liberal, Italians point them liberal, just to facilitate.
That's how he lost the election.
No, it hasn't. nothing
They all
to do with
pointed
that.
away from you.
No, it has nothing to do with that. But it's just from a strategic point of view and an organizational thing. It was just more
Yeah.
efficient to do that because traditionally they did vote for you.
It's easier to
What we
stereotype
saw,
people. I'm with
however-
you, baby.
Once
What
you
we
take
saw,
something for
however,
granted, though.
What? Sorry.
Once you start taking something for granted, that's when you get fucked.
And I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm guilty of it, and I did it. But what we saw in the last election, and we're at a phase right now where the younger populations, the people that were 10, 11 years old back in 2007 now are of age to vote, and they don't necessarily vote the way their parents or grandparents voted.
Correct.
And the party
Because they're
is-
entitled and they've been made to believe they're
No,
special.
no, but the party is so disconnected with that reality on the ground that they still think that, the Italians are on our side, the Greeks are on our side, the Portuguese are on our side, the Jews are on our side, the Anglos are on our side,
Yeah.
and it is not the case. And this is proof of it. When you make a decision unilaterally thinking that we're the voice of the Anglos,
Yeah.
and this is what we want. And when in reality, they're coming out and telling you, what the fuck are you doing? Backtrack now. We're at a point right now where there's rumors that a new party might be formed for these elections that are going to
Better be a
represent the Anglo
phone party.
And we've seen that happen before. In 1989, there was the Equality Party that was
Bad name.
Anglos that were frustrated in 89 with Robert Bourassa because of, Bill 176, I think.
176.
Uh,
Yeah.
Many
170
bills.
Yeah, 176 was to keep only French language on the
Not since Bill Balabanos has there been so much turmoil around a
but what
bill.
I'm saying is that this party
Bill
actually
Balabanos
has
was onto something.
this party
He had
was
the liberals fucking.
but the
on
equality
ropes.
Quaking.
the Equality Party back in 1989 actually managed to get 4 people elected in the West Island of Montreal. So are we going to see that repeat itself in these elections?
They
I
should
don't
make
know.
a party and call it the party, so we know it's for the Anglos.
The
party.
There shouldn't be a party for Anglos or for Francos. There should be a party so that everyone in the province could benefit. But you're all a bunch of dumb idiots who fight each other for nonsense. They want you to fight. You don't get it. They want you to fight each other.
Now, I've been talking with leaders of these community groups so I can see what's going on in the community.
Why did
What's-
But you're avoiding the point that you made in the beginning, the point that we were all trying to talk about. How even when they garner the support and like, I need to take an ethnic face, right, for the party, that person loses all of their ideals and they just toe the party line. A good example was right now, recently, when they were voting to strip away Canadians' rights and to pass those emergency measures that Trudeau apparently needed, right? We had people like Emanuela Lambropoulos, a Greek girl who was Greek, right? She's still Greek. Am I correct in this? Running for the Liberals, who voted against democracy. Why? Because her party dictated this is what we're all voting for. They all got together, voted against democracy, and then 2 days later decided, maybe we'll backtrack on this. But they all agreed when push came to shove, your rights didn't fucking matter. It's what the leader wanted that fucking mattered.
There's a lot-
and
yeah.
that embarrassment I will not forget and I will not forgive.
There is a lot of frustration on the ground, and sometimes I keep wondering. And like Phil said, yeah, I'm no longer within now. I'm outside and I'm looking at things in a way that I maybe couldn't see before because I was so much more involved in what was happening in Parliament and all that stuff. There's a reality on the ground that I feel, especially the Liberal Party, is completely blind to, or they choose to neglect it, which is
The second one is the truth
yeah,
one.
which is a lot. So there's a lot of frustration, and I think that this coming election is going to be incredibly important. There's already another party that has. Well, it hasn't formed, it has existed, but they found a leader that has managed to really garner a lot of support, which is the Conservative Party of Quebec with Éric Duhem. This is a party that went from 500 members to over 50,000 members over the last year.
What's their party stance?
Well, look, they're more
Like
right.
at the bar
Look,
with a drink.
they brought in all the frustrated people from the whole COVID thing against the vaccines, anti-masks, all these anti-mandate things. So they've.
But then again, that's another extreme. We need someone in the middle.
I'm not saying no, and
need a
again,
party
I
called-
don't know. I don't know if that party is going to sustain itself with this sort of policy.
What's
but
this party called?
It's a Conservative Party of Quebec. It's not new. It
Oh,
existed.
right, okay.
They just got Éric Duhem to.
He's
to
right
helm.
though. We do need a new party.
We
with
need a
with
new party in the
with a
fucking
clear
middle.
Fucking mandate. Like even its name should be obvious. Like Québec sans.
No,
Sans abri, sans futur.
No, it should be
Look,
Quebec Logique. We go with logic. I'd fucking vote for the logic
Quebec
party.
Logique,
I don't like the I
don't
don't like the
trust them. It's
side
too on the
party
nose.
because then what if something is like, that's a good idea, but it's too lefty, or that's a good idea, but it's too right way. No, just in the middle. Logic. This is good. We take this. This is good. We take. That's what we fucking need.
It's quite catchy too. Quebec Logique.
Quebec Logique. You heard it here
let's
first,
work-
baby.
Let's workshop it. Okay, we're gonna workshop.
Like, there's a lot of fractioning right now of the vote. See, Legault is going to lose vote to the Conservative Party of Quebec. The Liberals
much,
have
though.
already lost their vote to the CAQ in the last election. If there's another
the
Anglo
Liberals
party,
lost their votes to the Liberals.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of people
You know
that
what I
left.
mean?
The liberals usually get distracted by the CAC.
And if there's another Anglo, if there's another Anglo
It's
party
the gift
that,
that keeps on giving. That CAQ.
yeah, it is.
It's gonna be funny forever.
If there's another party that's going to be created that will cater only to the Anglos, obviously it's going to dip into the
Quebec bon sang. I like that.
into the electorate of the Liberal Party. The other incredible thing.
I like what Big Joe said. That's 100% true.
Yeah, it was,
I don't need an
one of the-
Italian to represent me. I need someone with half a brain.
Yeah, I've been
I'm
trying
with
to
it.
bring that
And it's hard to find in that community.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so I
a good
can
one.
just so I can be clear.
Oh.
Just so I can be clear, a lot of these
Yeah.
communities. I'm not just saying that this needs what happen needs to happen. I'm just saying that a lot of these communities want to have someone of their own
And
community
of
representative.
course they
It's
would, and I
understandable.
understand that.
And I think they should do it. I mean, why would you not have this sort of representation in your caucus.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
The reason I come at you so hard when you have these types of theoretical discussions, right, is because to me, what you're describing and what you're saying you're spending time doing for the Liberal Party, it's not because I hate the Liberals, which I do. I feel like so let's say hypothetically, let's turn this into a medical situation. There's a cancer patient whose fingers hurt.
Yeah.
Because of chemo or whatever. So all you're doing, you're not treating the cancer, you're just treating the fingers hurting.
You're doing a finger massage.
The patient is dying, but you're massaging their fingers.
And it's like, hey,
That's
how
what
come you're not doing? How come you're not doing chemo? Or how come you're not getting? Well, because their fingers are hurting.
I'm saying the opposite. What I'm saying is
No, you're
that
not.
because my ear is on the ground and I know that what people want would be that person suffering of cancer would need to have that sort of representation in order to take care of that global issue that is happening. I'm saying
That was a political answer. That was amazing.
Yes.
But he
He
completely
went full.
twisted it.
He went full
He
TV
completely
news.
twisted it. You know
Seriously.
why? Because
Hold on.
my analogy is about
He
something
said
different.
something yet nothing.
Hold on.
Why would that person care if the person representing or taking
He's
care of
using
the
it.
chemo
He's using
be
it as
Greek,
an
Italian, whatever the fuck.
Look,
he
it's
just
a-
wants
it's a-
somebody to
it's
give
an
him
oversimplification.
He's using this as an analogy to say, listen, this is what the problem is, but you're suggesting
So
something
what am I
else.
saying the problem is? What is paramount to cancer in my example?
In your analogy,
In my analogy.
you're saying that what that person would want is someone to
That's
treat.
not what I asked you. Don't politic me.
No. Listen.
In my analogy,
Yeah.
if treating representation is finger pain and massages, what is the cancer?
No. You're saying
No,
that.
I'm
no,
asking, George. I'm asking you a question.
You were
Tell
sa-
me.
Hold on. You were saying that what you need
George,
as a
gonna tell me
cancer,
what I was saying.
as a cancer patient, you want someone to take care of the cancer, but
But what is
instead,
the cancer? Is what I'm asking you. You're
I
missing
don't know
my
what is
point.
it.
The
I
system
understood
is
what you
not-
said as an analogy.
It was an analogy for something bigger. The system is cancer.
Right, okay. Yes.
The system is not representative.
Okay.
The way we vote, the way they go in and they get indoctrinated. By
I don't
their
have a
parties,
problem with the
idea of
electoral
party
system.
politics.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So anything else we do around it solves nothing.
I don't think that's.
You're
the
just feeding the machine.
I don't think it's the problem. This is how it works. If you're not,
That's
you're
what I
not,
want.
if you're not for it, create your own party, like the same way the
No,
Anglos
but
are
that
doing.
party still has to exist within the system.
Yeah, the system
That's
is a
why I'm
little
saying
broken.
change
Yeah.
can only happen from
I mean, look,
without.
our healthcare system.
our
Can
state
we
of mind
can
needs
we
to
start
shift.
slowly? We admit our healthcare system is bad.
Yeah.
I thought we
Okay.
had admitted that.
Our education system.
Not great.
Terrible. Not good, right? Okay. So already look at that. Already two of the most important pillars of why the government is here, they fucked up on. So why are we discussing other things? Why are we allowing these people to pass new bills, create new measures? Dickheads, you haven't solved the first problems. Why are we going to allow you to enter in language laws? And all? You fix the initial
how
fucking
does the
problem.
language
I called
law-
the plumber over and my toilet's clogged. He gets in the kitchen, starts breaking my refrigerator, all that, just destroying everything to fix it later. And then he's like, yeah, I'm going to take care of this. Bro, take care of the fucking toilet or get the fuck out of the house. Why are you breaking shit?
But I told you this last year that last year I said that this year,
It's an electoral year.
coming close to the elections, it's going to play a lot on nationalism, identity politics,
How
the
does
language.
fucking an
saying I
18-year-old
agree
speaking
with-
French help me buy a home?
Yes.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
I know it doesn't, and I'm
Fuck-
I'm
fuck-
just saying that.
fuck them.
Yeah,
All of
and
them.
I'm,
Fuck
and
them.
this is
Yeah,
the reality
kids.
because
Not
now they
18-year-olds,
because now
fuck
they
them, all
want
of them.
votes because now they want
That's
votes.
the
The kids
cancer.
want votes.
Yeah,
too,
they need to cater to their clientele. So
Exactly. We're in a clientele in pelates. That's what's happening. It's not what's happening. It's what's been happening. So the fact that you're even wasting energy on doing what you're doing, which to me is a waste, it's because you haven't. Even though it's a dichotomy. Think about what you just said. You addressed all the problems. You know they exist, and you're like, I'm still going to work in the system and try to see what people need.
These people are the cancer, George. These politicians are the cancer.
You know why I go so hard on you? If I can change your mind, there's hope because you were deep in the system.
You were brainwashed.
What you're suggesting is that we scrap the entire thing and
No.
come up with a brand new electoral system, a brand new way of governance,
Not a new way of governance, a new way of
Accountability, like a job. Hey,
Outside forces
you don't
need to
have.
be
Okay, I'll give you an
Guys,
example.
listen,
I'll give you an
hold on,
example.
hold on.
Accountability.
The accountability exists,
Well,
and
I have
that
the-
takes
I
the
have the
form of
example.
How
the
does it
election.
exist? Our premier here. How does our premier here stripped away our democracy?
Yeah.
He put lockdowns that
Right.
it's come out now
Okay.
that the science didn't support
Okay,
them. The
and
people
you-
around them. Where's the accountability?
The accountability is you next time not electing
That
them.
next
not-
time,
that's
that's
not
not
real.
accountability.
That's not real.
That's
Doesn't
not
get a
accountability.
fucking
This
pension.
guy's
That's
still
not
there. So hold on a second. So if I go out in the street right now and I run somebody over with my car, is the accountability next time
You
if
can't
I get
drive.
next time when you stop maybe no, the accountability is direct. You just did something wrong. You're done.
He's right.
That's
It's
not
a weird
accountability.
example, but
That's
he's right.
crazy.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but when you're looking at the constructs of democracy and the politics that we have here in Quebec. That's how you throw away a government and get someone else.
Those are consequences, not
Those are-
accountability.
yeah, exactly.
There are consequences. Look what's and this is a story that I want to get to, which is
So hold on a second. He broke. It's not real consequence or accountability. I'll tell you why. He broke the law.
No, I mean, if he doesn't get elected, it's a
He
consequence.
broke but right now he broke the law. He broke that's breaking the law. He doesn't have that power in his mandate.
Unless he gives it to himself.
But exactly, he broke the law to do that. He broke the law, and his consequences maybe if people aren't dumb, he's not going to get reelected. What happens if you break the law, my friend?
I go to jail.
What happens if you break the law?
Jail.
So then it's not the same thing. This is crazy. This is crazy.
The idea that our politicians are some sort of elite has always baffled me.
Also,
These
if
are
we're talking about
civil
ethically,
servants.
there's laws that the politicians are supposed to adhere by, right? So Trudeau, if not broke, bent a lot of laws.
broke
Forget
laws.
COVID, even before that, and SNC Lavalin, all that.
He has violations, right?
There you go. Okay.
well,
If
what
I
happens?
violate the law, are they allowed to be like, that's fucking guy, he's violating the law. It's cool. Keep going. No, that would never happen. I would pay. I'd go to jail. Something would fucking happen.
they would
They're not. So there's something sketchy that we're allowing here as society. This is crazy because we make fun of England, we make fun of the monarchy, but we're treating these people as if they were royalty. Yeah, those rules don't apply to them. This has to fucking stop. People have to wake up. This has to stop. There needs to be real accountability.
It's weird because there's so much
I
equality
agree.
talk and equity, right? How come we're not talking about it here? Like equity of the sexes, equity between the races, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. All that conversation. How is it not spilled over into the fact that I and Justin Trudeau do not have the same rights
Crazy.
as Canadian citizens?
This is nuts. You have
It's
to admit
nuts.
this is nuts.
I understand that he requires, as the leader of the country, certain things like a security detail.
The child
Fine.
of children, the blood of children.
Yeah, that's different. But that shouldn't be in his contract, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Matt. You understand?
This
what I'm
is
saying?
crazy. We have to first,
You
if we don't
understand what I'm
address
trying to
this,
say? I
understand what you're
if
saying.
we don't address the fact that we allow corruption and we allow certain people to get away with things that other people can't, if we don't address that, then we can argue all day about different parties, or it's never going to change because we allow this type of. We've been fed this bullshit, and we think, oh no, they're better than us. They're not. They're not. Trudeau's probably one of the most racist politicians we've ever had. Openly. He's been doing it for years.
He's
Whether it's the
sexist, too.
blackface, the shit, the sexist stuff.
He won't even fuck women.
And yet, he's a feminist and he hates racism. And we just repeat that. He's a feminist, he hates racism.
Yeah.
Except everything he does is sexist and racist.
Not
It's
everything. I
fucking
mean, he had
crazy,
lunch,
bro.
so-
We live. This is the Twilight Zone. It's the fucking
We're
Twilight Zone.
living in 1984.
Bro, if this guy did blackface more times than he could count, even though we do
wouldn't
comedy,
hire him.
we would have trouble.
Look,
we would have trouble having him on without people losing their shit.
Here's the thing: there is precedent on repercussions that politicians have suffered. For example, in Montreal, we saw Applebaum getting arrested because of the
Jeffrey.
Who?
Michael Applebaum,
The mayor of Codeneige.
mayor of-
Jeffrey Applebaum.
who was interim mayor of Montreal, right? When
he? Oh, yeah, he
when-
was,
but that's
yeah.
why, and he has a criminal record now.
Yeah.
There is precedent, and if there's
Did he
sufficient,
actually serve time in a jail or house arrest and
I'm
shit?
not sure. I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
think so.
And-
Because I don't
That's a
think
good
politicians
answer.
go to jail.
Politicians only get arrested if they're not,
I'm not
Part
sure
of the
at all,
crew.
but-
Yeah,
but-
they're
but-
not part
They
of the
always
crew.
sacrifice one guy.
there you
no,
go.
but if you want
it's
to
like,
talk about-
it's like drug dealers sacrificing the
No, but
high
if you
up-
wanna-
pusher.
if
Yeah,
you
they
want to talk
sacrifice the
about
pusher.
jail time, the
Yeah.
former
Come
mayor
on,
of
bro,
Laval,
This is all bullshit.
The former mayor of Vaillancourt.
But he was too
Vaillancourt,
stupid.
He was not playing
He was
the
too
game right.
stupid, yeah. Like Trudeau, there's limits too. If Trudeau goes out right now and
All
just
I'm
starts
saying-
raping
yeah.
people, he's gonna
Yeah,
get
all
arrested.
I'm-
Like,
Rape people?
there's limits.
No, Vaillancourt didn't rape anyone. Did
No,
he?
no, I'm saying if
Oh,
you
okay,
do,
okay.
there's
Sorry,
limits.
sorry,
Like you
sorry.
can't over.
What did Vaillancourt do? Misappropriation of funds, right?
gangsterism.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
obvious,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Wasn't his vice mayor a Greek guy?
Yeah, I don't know if he was involved in
I'm
But
just
anything.
saying.
but they forgot completely about like keep maintaining appearances. He was the type of mayor that could walk into a bar and be like, "Yo, me this." Like they completely.
Talking, guys. Let's jump.
They completely forgot, like, what are you fucking stupid? Like, maintain an appearance. They
So,
completely
guys,
forgot.
before we
It
end,
got too big.
before we end, and since we're talking about
Hold on, we
accountability.
still have 15 minutes. We're not near ending.
No, the next one I think is going to take up a lot of time. Since we're talking about accountability, there's something that broke yesterday before yesterday about Heron. You know the seniors residence, the whole
yeah.
controversy,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
mismanagement, and all that stuff. Let's just backtrack and remind people what happened there. Hundreds. Like what 90% of the people there died during COVID, the first wave of COVID.
90%?
A lot of people. Yeah. It was horrible.
Yeah, the government referred to it as a happy accident.
No. Here's what happened, guys.
ponytail you got,
Automatically, the government back then had pointed fingers to the administration. They had pointed fingers to the administration, saying that these guys were incapable and of managing this sort of facility. It's their fault. They should have requested help from the beginning. And this and that. They went to trial. So this is a situation that now is under investigation.
I saw a few articles.
What
this morning,
comes
yeah.
out now is that 10 days before the story came out with on Heron. So I think it was at some point in March. There was an email sent by the administration of Heron to the Minister of Health and to the minister responsible for the senior citizens, so Marguerite Blais and Daniel Macan at that time, who's a health minister, requesting help because they didn't have sufficient resources. And
What was the response they received?
this is 10 days before the minister of seniors and the minister of health came out and said that we don't know what happened. We were never made aware of anything.
Oh yeah, they
happening
lied
over
again.
there. Of course,
Yeah,
they lied.
Seems to be the standard.
And today in the morning on Paul Arcand, 98.5, he had a journalist that is attending these trials, these hearings, who released audio, an audio message of the administrator of Heron on the phone with a nurse pleading to get people inside to help because the situation
Has it been verified? This has been authenticated?
yeah. That the situation is alarming. And this is a nurse. Obviously, the nurse has really nothing she can do. She's just a nurse. But in that audio message, we find out that indeed he tried to contact the C3S, which is responsible for the health services in a certain region. He tried to contact
CUSS. It's not called C3S anymore.
the CIUS, whatever it's called, yeah. So he tried to contact his local CIUS. He tried to contact directly the Department of Health. He had absolutely zero contact with anyone, and he fell on a nurse, and he's asking her, pleading her, please do something. We need help. Send someone. And this nurse to tell him, listen, stop overreacting. This is not as big as it appears. Yes, there's a bit of smoke, but this is not a fire. And the guy saying on the phone, I think I disagree with you. We have already 4 cases that is going to probably spread quickly. We need resources. We don't have enough. Now, I'm not justifying the administration because everything that came out clearly, they were not prepared or they were not competent enough to administer this sort of facility. Maybe we'll see what happens. But all I'm saying is that there's a huge turn of situation right here where everyone was pointing fingers to the seniors care facility and blaming them for what happened. When in reality, they actually reached out for help and got zero. And when they brought in the minister responsible for seniors, Marguerite Blais, to the commission that was looking into it, investigating what happened to this person, she obviously now it's clear that she lied, right? When she was under oath, saying that no, we never gotten anything, and we acted as soon as we were told of the situation, which is obviously wrong because you were advised over a week before.
That was a lie.
Right? So now,
So what happens to her now? She's a liar.
so this is broke out now. Obviously, she's not available for comment, and neither is the former minister of health who was taken out.
The police should make her account.
This is where the whole hypocrisy comes into question because everyone is saying that we didn't have information, but we know that soon after this information,
Sorry, just to correct you, that's not hypocrisy. That's a lie.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is this: that
Yep.
we'll remember now that we have dates. Right now, we have
Evidence.
record evidence on record. We can trace back the dates of what decisions the government made, and soon after this email was sent, to which there was absolutely no response. The director of the health department was fired. The minister of health was replaced. And there's all these changes on an administrative level that happened, but the government or Legault came out and said that this is necessary because this is a serious situation. We're doing this because of the pandemic, and we need to, make some changes. But people are wondering, are you really making those changes because that's exactly what was happening then, or because of shit that happened in your own departments and in your own government that you were unable to address at the time?
Why fire them? That only gives them the freedom to say what they want. Keep them on staff. That
No.
way shut up.
Well, now that we can backtrack the dates, they're like, this guy got fired, I think 2 days after these emails were sent. And before Legault coming out and saying, oh shit, this, because I'll remind everyone that in April,
People
when this
died,
whole thing
bro.
came out, Legault himself came out and said, this is the first time
I'm hearing about this.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of anything happening in this in the CHSLD. We're going to act quickly, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, it was already too late, right? So the question now that remains is, where does the incompetence lie? Is it because the email didn't reach didn't actually reach the ministers? So maybe they didn't know. Maybe they didn't know. Do we have really a structural problem where the communication doesn't get to where it gets to. Obviously, we know that in terms of resources, we suck completely. We saw that in our hospitals, lack of beds, lack of services, lack of resources. The CHSLD, we're talking about over 5,000 people died.
You are oddly surprised about shit that we've been talking about.
I'm not oddly surprised. I'm saying that now there's actual stuff on
There's a smoking
record.
gun, he's saying.
And this is going to take a turn because they're currently investigating what happened in that specific.
And you know what's going to happen?
Seniors residence.
It's going to be so fucking suppressed and
What sucks-
downplayed by other weird, extravagant stories. in the
No,
news.
because
And
this,
then he's going to win the election again.
well, I don't know what's going to happen there. Yeah,
How you could, in good conscience, vote for a party that allowed this to happen and suppressed it and then lied under oath about it and believed that it was only a few radical members of the party who did this, you're an idiot. You shouldn't have the right to vote.
this is serious, guys. This is a huge piece of news that comes out. I don't know whether or not it's going to be given the attention it deserves, but at the end of the day, there's a criminal investigation happening underway. And everyone in the beginning, when they pointed their finger to the administration and said, you guys sucked, you guys killed hundreds of people in here because of your lack of competence, maybe, in fact, they weren't competent enough to administer. Maybe. But now we're finding out that they did take action early, in quotes, to address the situation, and they weren't provided with the services that they should have. It wasn't, they were told that it's not an emergency. Like, what the fuck? People are dying left, right, and center. And they're saying, oh, it's just smoke. It's a little bit of smoke. Don't worry. It's not, you're overreacting. It's not like it's a fire. When clearly there were people already infected with the virus. And
What's crazy is a lot of old people, not only did they die from the virus, they also died of malnourishment. They weren't given like
Yeah, because a
proper-
lot of these CHSLDs, people just jump ship. They're like, fuck this, I'm
Guys,
out.
in that specific
They weren't taken care
CHSLD,
of,
when
like,
actual resources were sent in, they found people dead in their bed, covered in feces and in like.
Bro, we're not here to brag, bro. Calm down.
If I found my one of my parents like
You
that,
understand?
could you imagine
The
They-
murder
they-
spree that would happen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. They're getting away lucky.
They
You
were
don't understand,
ignored. They
bro.
were left unattended. They were left to die
Yeah.
on their bed.
I've been saying this for 2 years.
Okay. Well, that information came out immediately.
No. From immediately
No,
this came.
Look, it
this
came out
right
way
away.
before. We've been talking about.
We've been
this for the
talking about this
longest
for 2
time,
fucking years.
But it was
But that's the same thing.
But that's
unconfirmed.
what I said.
He just said the same thing.
I said
He
the
just
same.
agreed
This
with you.
came out
Oh, okay.
immediately,
Yeah.
early on,
Relax.
and that's why this investigation was launched. Like, what the fuck happened there?
Yeah.
And everyone
But during the investigation, the government lied.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, and now we know they lied. We have proof.
And
We have
it
a
was
smoking
just
gun,
so-
and it will change nothing.
and it was just so
'Cause
simple
people
for-
have been
Right.
completely cognitive.
And it was just so
dissociated.
I'm
easy.
angry for people, bro.
Exactly,
I'm
and we
angry for them.
we know someone.
I know.
And
I
and
know.
I'm
I know a
just-
few people whose.
I'm just curious to see if this
parents
has to
died.
do with him because he's like a top lawyer whose parents died or his father died.
Oh,
there.
you think?
I don't know, and we're not here to assume, but
Yeah, we are. That's all we do.
It's true. It's true. That's all we do. It's the assumption.
But for me,
presumptuous
right,
morning
like,
show.
like when you look at the news coming out today, and in retrospect, you're thinking, how the fuck was the government just so quick to blame the administration for stuff that they knew?
That they did.
They knew.
Because they thought they covered
They
all their
didn't
bases.
discover this. They didn't discover this in April when they walked in. They had the information since March.
It's sad, man. It's
Yeah,
fucking
our
sad.
entire system is crumbling, bro, before our eyes, bro. It's insane to see, bro. Everything is falling apart, bro. You can't tell me
No, you're. It's rarely the case, but you are right. here.
everything. Tell me everything's not.
Everything's gonna be okay, man. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, let's just stick rainbows on windows. and be like,
everything's gonna be
everything's
okay.
gonna
Ça va
be-
bien aller.
Yeah, there you
Ça va
go.
bien aller.
So
Okay,
what's the thing here that you're trying to tell people? Like, is anything gonna happen? Is anything
Well,
gonna come
look,
of
it's
this?
still
We're waiting.
underway,
It's in
right? But
development.
this is a breaking fucking piece of
Pretty
evidence
damning.
that came out, right?
My testimony should have been the only breaking evidence needed. This voice
but you
should
know
have
what?
carried.
I mean, now the former minister of health, Daniel McCann, and the minister, like right now, they're fucking sweating bullets. Like, I mean, this shit coming out that comes
I wonder
to
those guys who got
contradict
fired.
everything that they said back.
They blatantly lied to everyone.
You know what I mean? And even if it would be
Under oath.
easier,
Under
but
oath.
because
Oath doesn't matter.
I'm
just
suspecting.
like
I don't know if
saying
it's
it.
been.
Under oath.
I mean, I haven't read up on it. I haven't researched. I don't know if they already responded to that. I'm assuming that when they do, if they haven't done so already, they're gonna be like, well, look, clearly we have a problem in our system. The information hasn't gotten to us. How would you want us to do the job? Listen, the system fucking sucks because you're there, right? And I'm not blaming them specifically because this is just a system that they probably inherited. I don't know. There is so much stupid and ugly bureaucracy, and you can probably attest to that because you worked there.
Stop putting the blame on me.
I'm not putting the blame. I'm saying that you probably
And every time you say
witnessed
ugly
it.
and disgusting, don't refer to him, bro. It's fucking,
Yeah, one fucking mix up.
it's a little aggressive. It's disgusting. You know what I'm talking about? It's disturbing. It looks weird. Like it's just calm down, bro.
He's right, though.
Yeah.
The bureaucracy in Quebec is next level. It's Byzantine.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, no. We need to.
Poseidon,
shrink
cue the
down.
goddamn music. Listen,
Amit's coming with my hot dogs.
I saw these guys right here. They gave you the news this morning. They brought it to you.
I didn't bring shit.
They brought it hardcore. He brought it. He talked about Ukrainians and such. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some credit for bringing something.
Thanks.
Phil must have done something around
brought
here.
the heat. You brought
Phil
the snots.
Balabanos. He makes commercials. Could make a commercial for you. Balabanos.com. Hire him. He's the guy who made the video in the Ukraine right now of the mass graves look real, didn't it? Phil Balabanos can make a video for you. Make your enemies look bad. George over here has his own podcast.
War of the mind.
Yeah, George has his own podcast, the Backstage Podcast, and Just Us Dads. If you weren't aware, Just Us Dads is currently the top dad-related podcast by dads for dads looking to lose weight, but not just dads. Very specific category that they're in. Very specific category, but they're the number one in that. Just Us Dads, links are in the description. Follow our boy George. They drop their episodes weekly, and they started dropping those episodic releases.
I thought you were gonna go for it, dropping those.
No,
pounds.
they started dropping those episodic releases of their weight loss journey. Spoiler alert, they're all fatter. So I don't know how well that worked.
Except for Nick.
Drosos? Yeah. No, Drosos is a beast. So thank you guys. Check him out. Poseidon69 on Twitter and on Instagram. Follow our friend Poseidon. He's also playing video games on Twitch, twitch.tv/Poseidon69 and patreon.com/Pantelis. For all of my stuff, new episode of 2 Drink Minimum with our friend Andrew Schultz just dropped right now. Check it out. Available everywhere. Thank you guys. Go fuck yourselves.
Goodbye.